That's the dog licking your ear.
Biscuit.
It just might be our greatest scent ever. Now with odor fighting power. New Game Plus with Oxy.
Sniff the difference. Game.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Being isolated and lonely can be harmful to your health, resulting in high blood pressure, a greater risk of heart disease, and early onset dementia. So it's important to build and maintain social connections. Try a new hobby, volunteer, exercise, or use your phone or other device to stay in touch. Visit connecttoeffect.org to find resources and ways to stay connected. Presented by AARP Foundation with support from United Healthcare.
We are the keepers of the wild, America's original and most invested conservationists. For more than 80 years, we've been committed to conserving wildlife and the natural landscapes that define our nation. From rugged alpine ridgelines to peaceful tall grass prairies, we've supported the conservation of more than 36 of American wildlands. Our funding has led to cleaner water, fresher air, and improved wildlife habitat. From abundant fish and waterfowl populations to robust deer and elk herds, nothing is more important than maintaining wild spaces for adventurers to explore and wildlife to thrive. We are America's hunters and target shooters, stewards of the American outdoors.
America's hunters and target shooters, along with firearm, ammunition, and archery manufacturers, have invested more than $46 billion to help state fish and wildlife agencies manage and protect wildlife and wildlands across America. For more information, visit outdoorstewards.org.
The Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council present the story of Tom and Levi.
Tom is the smartest man I know. He's been a professor at 2 major universities, been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, he told me that he was having problems in his classes. I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. And he was telling them that he was doing it as a favor to them, but I think in reality, he just wanted to get out of there. I was really starting to worry because I saw something was wrong.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me, and my love for him was just immense.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
When it comes to prescription medications, it's essential to apply safe practices to protect your health and safety. To avoid misuse and abuse, never share or borrow medication. Keep your prescriptions out of the wrong hands by storing them in a lockbox and disposing of medication properly. Finally, understand your prescription information. Don't be afraid to ask your pharmacist and doctor for help. And if buying prescriptions online, be sure to use VIPS accredited pharmacies. Learn more at awarerx.org, a public service from the National Association of Boards of Pharmacy Foundation.
Laura, the guys really went to town on that leg of lamb.
Yeah, thanks, Amy. I'm glad everyone enjoyed it.
Something's wrong. I know you too well.
Jim's company is cutting his salary, and he may even get laid off. He doesn't think we'll be able to afford the mortgage.
Oh, Laura.
If you think you may be in danger of foreclosure, call the National Foundation for Credit Counseling at 866-687-6322 or visit mortgagehelpnow.org. That's mortgagehelpnow.org. This has been a public service from the NFCC.
Hey, wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind, like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest. Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it, so can you.
For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and CDC.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said.
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
1230 AM, WDBZ, Cincinnati, an Urban One station. Listen online on thebuzzcincy.com. We are 1230 The Buzz, the home of the Lincoln Ware Show.
In the latest news, East Price Hill was the scene of a shooting on Sunday night. Police say a man was shot at a location on Woodlawn Avenue at around 10 p.m., and the victim's injuries are described as non-life-threatening. An 18-year-old man is dead after a Saturday night shooting that happened in Westwood. Police say the incident happened in the parking lot of a Glenway Avenue Chipotle. The victim, Shadid Coggins, was found at the scene and later died at UC Medical Center. In Switzerland County, Indiana, officers found a man who had been shot to death Saturday night. The victim was found at a home on Bryants Creek Road, and no arrests have been made. And the Reds lost to the Cubs 8-4 at home on Sunday. Eugenio Suarez hit a 2-run home run, his 11th of the season in the setback. Cincinnati heads into the All-Star break currently in last place in the NL Central, 15.5 games behind first place Milwaukee. That's your latest news. I'm Adam Zellick on 1230 The Buzz.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the host and guests and do not necessarily reflect the views of Urban One Incorporated, Radio One, or any of its subsidiary companies.
The Lincoln Ware Show is on.
In 3, 2, 1.
Now.
Right now.
Than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look, up in the sky, it's a bird.
It's a plane.
Lincoln, Bobingan, Bonana, Pineapple, Bingan, Feed, Fine, Momingan, Lincoln.
They say this cat Lincoln is a bad mother. I'm just talking about Lincoln.
Good morning, Cincinnati. Welcome to 1230 WDBZ. We are the Buzz of Cincinnati, your talk station, the Lincoln Ware Show, till 1 o'clock this afternoon. We start off another week. Yes. And weather's going to be great this week. That's what they're saying. Temperatures in the, gets around the middle to the end of the week, could be up in around the 90s. Yes, but it's July. It's hotter than July, as Stevie Wonder would say. And boy, what did I do this weekend? Not a whole lot. Let's see. Friday we were over at the Corinthian Baptist Church for the big health fair there. Then Saturday at the walking club, it was a little cloudy. It kind of looked like rain, and when that happens, we had a lot of people there though. But this coming Saturday is picture day. And so we'll see some people we haven't seen since the first day, since they got their shirts. We'll see them back for picture day. So come on out. We will not give out any shirts on picture day. So if you don't have a shirt, you can't get in the picture. Simple as that. You can come and walk, but you can't get in the picture.
Mr. Ware, good morning, by the way.
What's up?
Showing up for picture day and not walking at all is like showing up to pick up a trophy for a race that you never ran.
Yeah, it's true.
So I'll be there Saturday.
Okay, all right. Yes. All right, so remember, if you're a member of the Lincoln Ware Walking Club and you have a shirt, we'll see you Saturday. We will not give out shirts. People just show up. I need a shirt. I want to get it. No, we will not even have shirts at the walk. So, you don't have a shirt. Sorry about your luck. So we're looking forward to Picture Day at the Lincoln Ware Walking Club. All right. Let's see what else is happening. I went to church yesterday. How about that? Went to Crossroads. Chuck Mingo preached yesterday. Yes. And had a great time there. Good sermon. I always like it when Chuck Mingo is there. He just adds a little bit to it. You know what I mean? Yes. He adds a little bit of flavor to it. Yeah. So I got to get Chuck Mingo on the show from Crossroads. I got to put that on my list of things to do. Lindsey Graham. I never would have. Everybody's looking for Mitch McConnell to croak, and man, out of nowhere, Lindsey Graham. Lady G, as people in some circles called him, Lady G. And I'm not going to get into that. The man has passed on.
Southern Belle.
Yes. Or some of them call him Lady Pinky. And there's reasons why they called him that, too. Oh, boy. But our condolences to the Graham family. But as you know, he was a staunch supporter of Donald Trump. He just came back from overseas, and that's a long trip. A long trip. And Trump said he sounded tired, but he didn't think anything, and boom. My grandmother would always say, God don't love ugly. And I didn't know what that meant. I was a little kid. She used to say that all the time. God don't love ugly. I'm like, so if a person is ugly, God don't love them? That's not what she meant. But if they do ugly things, I guess. That's what she was talking about. Yeah. The Iran war is putting the United States in a little predicament here, because, let me tell you why. We're using up our weapon stocks on Iran, and if we happen to have if we had to fight North Korea or China, we wouldn't have the weapons to really do a good job. We're risking the military's ability to fight future wars right now, screwing around with Iran. The stockpile is going down as we speak, and there has been no new money to get out there and produce extras. We're just going by the year-to-year slow building of weapons that we do automatically every year. And we're depleting our stockpile, which leaves us in a very sketchy situation if we had to fight another war. So we'll see. More questions on Nolan Wells. There's too many unanswered questions when it comes to Nolan Wells. You know who Nolan Wells is? Teenager out of Mississippi that went out on a boat trip with his friends, and he ends up dead. And nothing's adding up. Stories are different. They found his cell phone, pictures and text messages have been deleted. So there's a lot. And our good friend Ben Crump talked to Ricky Smiley this morning, and here's what Ben Crump had to say. We don't have it? Okay, we'll do it after break. So hold on to that. Last night at Yankee Stadium, Jay-Z put on his big show. And I think that's the most people, I guess he set a record for any concert at Yankee Stadium for tickets sold. And there were some problems. When they opened the door, people started rushing the door. Some people got in, and then they started rushing the door, and they closed the doors. And they didn't get started with this concert till after midnight. Can you believe that? People had to wait that long till they could get everybody in to after midnight. And they hung around. They got a show, though. They got one heck of a show. And Beyonce even got up there with him. Let's see who. Alicia Keys was up there. Nas and Memphis Bleak. Whoever they are. You ever heard of Memphis Bleak? Okay. All right. And Blue Ivy was even up there playing on the piano. I'm thinking they're letting her grow up a little bit too fast for me. I saw some pictures of her, and I think she's growing up a little too fast. I don't know. But they say Beyonce was looking like her mother. You know, resembled her mother when she was younger. And said she was the Tina Knowles lookalike. But it was a great concert, and they packed the house. Yes. Trump is making more moves to tighten federal control of elections ahead of the midterms. And see, the courts should stop him in his tracks. Look, elections are for the states to decide how they want to do them, not Donald Trump and the feds. We don't need help from the feds when it comes to elections, Donald Trump. So leave the states alone. The Save America Act would require photo identification and proof of citizenship to vote in federal elections. And it would prohibit universal mail-in voting across the country. And I would say more Republicans use mail-in voting in Ohio than Democrats do. But we've got other problems in Ohio. We've got to get those 600,000 black votes off the table that were left on the table. We got to get them some kind of way. Boy, there was a wreck this morning right there at the corner of Lynn and Finley. The guy wrecks the car. I think somebody was hurt. One person was hurt, but of course, they think the car was stolen because the driver got out and ran. These guys who steal cars, they can't drive, can they? They're always wrecking a stolen car. So they're trying to find him. I don't know how they're going to do it. 3 weekend shootings. 3 people shot over the weekend. No arrest on those shootings. But they just keep on piling up. They keep on piling up. Shootings in Cincinnati. It's just crazy. Well, Mitch McConnell sent a picture of himself since everybody's speculating that he was brain dead, he had stroke. Anyway, he sent a picture of him in the hospital, sitting in the bed, his wife alongside. She's back from China. She's back from China, and she was sitting next to him. He was sitting up. I got to believe, though, he's going to be walking on a walker when he goes back to the Senate. Maybe not. But he says he briefly fell unconscious and hit his head, or he fell and hit his head and was knocked unconscious. Then they took him to the hospital, and then he got pneumonia while he was in the hospital. Yeah. He says, my doctors confirmed I didn't break any bones or suffer a concussion. I didn't have a heart attack or stroke. I didn't have any tumors or hemorrhages. But but I was briefly unconscious and was taken to the hospital. So he says these are health challenges that are lingering effects from when he had polio when he was a child. And so that's why he's always falling and things like that. It's from when he had polio as a child. So we'll see. Later on today, around noon, I've got the owners of the Avondale grocery store, Tanel and Chanel Bryant. They're going to come in and tell us exactly why the doors are shut on the grocery store in Avondale, at the Avondale Town Center. We're going to hear it from them. No rumors and all that stuff that's floating around, all kind of rumors out there. We're going to let them tell the story. They'll be here at 12 noon, so you don't want to miss it. Write it down. Don't walk out of the house, go to lunch. A lot of people listen at work. Then they go to lunch, and then they come back, and a whole lot has happened. So if you go to lunch, make sure you turn on your radio in your car. Yes. And, oh, yeah, I know what I did. I went to Jeff Weiler. I mentioned that, I think, Friday. Stopped by Jeff Weiler, and they're back. They're back. And if things work out, if we can turn it around fast enough, I'll be there Saturday, broadcasting live from noon to 2 at their new mega store out there. We'll talk about that later on. Let's see, what else is going on? Man, a lot going on. Oh, yeah, remember Pyatt Park? The city was going to turn it over to 3CDC and let them fix up the park. You know, they've got that big new hotel that's going on right across the street from Pyatt Park. They're refurbishing that hotel there. And they didn't receive tax credit in the latest round of Ohio Transformational Mixed-Use Development Grant Program. So I don't know what's going to happen now. They were supposed to get $7.2 million to renovate the 209-year-old park and the promenade there, along with several other buildings in the surrounding area, with the total cost of the proposed development worth $128 million. Yes. But I don't know what's going to happen now after they didn't get the state funding. We'll see what's going to happen with Pyatt Park. All right, let's take a break, and then we'll come back. 513-749-1230, The Lincoln Ware Show, 1230, The Buzz.
Every weekday, 12:30 The Buzz has you covered. Let's go! With new entertainment and information. Starting at 6.
What's up, folks? How y'all doing? What's happening? Now they paid that PP money back, and they did it wrong. The way they did. Each franchise is like their own individual. Each car dealership that Jeff Weiler owns is like their own standalone store. You know, it's like a franchise, an NFL franchise. They all fall under the umbrella of the NFL, but each city has their own franchise and works sort of like individually. Well, that's how Weiler operates, but I guess according to the rules, they weren't supposed to get PPP money under each individual franchise. It should have been under the entire Weiler umbrella, and they didn't do that. They did it the other way, and that's where the problems came in. And they paid the money back, and we all lived to see another day. How about that? Nobody went to jail because it was just a technical error. Ask Jeff Weiler why he has no dealerships in the city of Cincinnati. Well, they had that, what was it, Kia, Honda right there at Mitchell Avenue. And there were so many break-ins and things like that they thought maybe we better go out to the Mega Mall. The Mega, what do they call it? The Mega Store. And I tell you, I haven't been out there in years, out there in Batavia, but that place is like a city. That little strip with just so many different dealerships, and then they got all the used cars from those dealerships at one place, the Mega Store, and they've got so many cars you wouldn't believe it. Lincoln, I just found out it's Aaliyah Hodges is no longer with Channel 12. Did you know? Yes, I know. We talked about it last week. And they've been doing away with the Saturday and Sunday morning news on Channel 12. But they're expanding the 3 o'clock. Instead of 4 o'clock, they're going to 3 o'clock news, just like Fox 19. They're going to start the news at 3 o'clock. So that's the name of that tune. I hate to see Aaliyah go, man. Good morning. Where is that park? What park? What are you talking about? What park, Elaine Patterson? And it was good seeing you, Elaine, on Friday. No, she did not know that when she came in. No, she did not know. Talking about Aaliyah Hodges. Yep. I hope all those Sunday morning news people will just tune on over to Cincinnati Issues. I guess I gave the news too much competition on Sunday mornings, and they couldn't take it. Yes. Oh. Okay. All right. Okay. I don't know if you had it ready or not, so we'll wait. Take your time. Take your time, and SOS man, take your time and do it right.
I have no idea what that means, but I'll do that, sir.
Standard prescription information. Don't be afraid to ask your pharmacist and doctor for help. And if buying prescriptions online, be sure to use VIPS accredited pharmacies. Learn more at awarerx.org, a public service from the National Association of Boards of Pharmacy Foundation.
Giving voice to the community. We are the Buzz of Cincinnati, your talk station.
1230 WDBZ, the Buzz of Cincinnati, your talk station. It's Lincoln Ware. It is Monday. Let's go downtown to the Crime Stopper headquarters and check in with Detective Tiffany Green, who pretty much worked all weekend long this weekend. How you doing today?
I'm good. Good morning, Lincoln. How are you?
I'm hanging in there, ready for another week. Take on another week.
Okay. All right. How was your weekend?
Pretty good. I didn't do a whole lot. I had the walking club Saturday. I went to church yesterday. What else did I do? I went down to 6 in the morning. We went to 6 in the morning. They had the, they moved from Walnut Hills over the river there in Covington.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Where at in Covington?
Right there by the convention center, across the street from the convention center. Right
at
there.
The Embassy Suite?
Yeah, it's sort of like it right there at the hotel. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes. And pretty good. A lot of people there. I tell you, a lot of people was at 6 in the morning.
Okay.
Yes. So who are we looking for today?
Cincinnati Police District 1 is looking for LaToya Gardner. Ms. Gardner is wanted for felony robbery. On July 8th of 2026, Ms. Gardner, during a physical altercation, knowingly took the victim's wallet and other property by force. LaToya Gardner is a black female. She's 43 years old. She's 5'9" and 200 pounds. LaToya Gardner has a criminal history of assault, theft, and obstructing official business, and was last known to live on Layman Road in East Price Hill. William Elliott is wanted for trafficking in drugs, possession of drugs, and aggravated robbery. He is accused of placing the victim in a chokehold to the point of losing unconsciousness, then running off with the victim's property. William Elliott is a white male. He's 28 years old. He's 6'1" and 250 pounds. William Elliott has a criminal history of robbery, breaking and entering, and criminal trespassing, and was last known to live on Oxford Avenue in Mount Washington. Listeners, if anyone has information on where police can find LaToya Gardner or William Elliott, please call Crime Stoppers at 513-352-3040 or submit a tip online at crime-stoppers.us.
All right, 352-3040, night or day. Cash money for your clues, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Talk to you tomorrow. Have a good one.
All right, that's Detective Tiffany Green, and she's always right there at the phone, 513-352-3040 for Crime Stoppers. Yes. All right, let's go to Rod. Rod, how you doing today? It's been a while.
Hey, how you doing, Lincoln? How you doing, man? I enjoyed the walking club Saturday.
Yes, that's right. You were there, weren't you? Did I see you? I think I did.
Yeah, I was up there. I was doing a little light jog. Like when I was walking, I was jogging.
Okay.
I jogged a couple miles and walked about a mile. Yeah. But it was nice, though.
Yes. Good to see you.
Yeah, you was walking with my cousin Mike Ballard.
Mike Ballard, yes. We're in the fast walking group.
There you go. Yeah. Hey, man, I just wanted to put my 2 cents in real quick. I'm at work. I'm outside, though, so bear with me. Anyway, about Lindsey Graham, I want to put my opinion in on him. I mean, before everybody started talking about how great this guy was and talking about his so-called legacy and all this stuff, in my opinion, I mean, especially after he before he supported Trump, he made a little bit of sense. But then he became a puppet. I mean, he just became all Trump. He was 100% whatever Trump said, he just go along with, you know. And I never saw that guy show any compassion toward those people in Gaza. I mean, I've never saw that guy show any compassion toward anybody that was not rich or, you know, fortunate or nothing. That guy was he seemed like a mean guy to me. You know, he just didn't seem like a compassionate, like, nice person. It seemed like he was just real mean to me and always stood up for the rich and stuff. I mean, what do you think?
Well, I mean, like you say, whatever Trump wanted, he was right there to support him.
So I mean, I don't know what made this guy so great.
But early on,
to me was
Rod. Hold on a second. Early on, he dogged Trump out. In Trump's first, before Trump was elected his first term, he dogged him out. Said all kind of bad things about him. And I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, he said that Trump would make a horrible leader.
Yeah.
He said that Trump wouldn't make a good leader at all.
Yep.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden he just turned and just started doing everything Trump said, or just, always, like I said, he showed no compassion. I thought he just didn't show no compassion toward nobody except for, the Republican agenda,
Yes.
And Trump. As far as Trump, this guy, man, I mean, he's trying to save face so bad.
I know.
Over this war that he lost.
Right. I mean, it looks like he thought that he could just run over Iran and they were just going to, bend over and say, we give. But, he bit off more than he could chew with Iran. That's for sure. We're going to run. We've got the best Navy in the world. We're going to run the Strait of Hormuz. And look what happened. Look, he can't even control that.
Man, look, we might have the world's greatest Navy and all that. But you know what? Everybody has a weak spot.
Yeah.
And it seemed like Iran found the United States' weak spot.
And what is that? What's the weak spot?
The Strait of Hormuz.
Oh, okay.
Dumbass Trump should have realized that they had the ability to close that strait. I mean, I knew that before the war. You know, they knew that we were coming. They knew that the United States and Israel was coming. They've been preparing for that for years and years. That country been in existence for thousands of years. So what makes Trump think he's gonna break them down and bend them by force to do his will?
Right.
Number one, first of all, he didn't win nothing. He completely blundered. That was the biggest military blunder I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
I mean, he how do we know that they don't have a nuclear weapon? I'd be willing to bet they do. I bet you they got more than one nuclear weapon.
I don't think they really have one, but we think they do. I don't think they were close enough to having one that would put us in any danger from any of their nukes. But they were working on it, but I don't think they were as close as Trump made it seem just to get into this war.
I don't know, Lincoln. I kind of think that we don't give them enough credit because we really don't know what they got. If you can remember, and during the war when it first started, they fired off a missile that range that landed all the way. It was like thousands of miles further than they even knew Iran had the ability to do. And everybody was we didn't know they can shoot one that far, but they only did it one time that I know of. I've only heard of them doing that one time.
Well,
we don't know what they're saving their weapons for. We don't know what they really got. And not only that, I mean, the only thing Trump wants to do is bomb their land, the mainland, and commit war crimes. Because I really feel like, 1-to-1 with those asymmetric weapons they got, I just don't know if the United States can win that battle because so far they're not winning it.
I mean, they're just tit for tat. We bomb their sites, they bomb ours. So I don't know.
I mean,
who
can
last the longest?
Iran, like I said, it's like Iran found some kind of weak spot,
Yeah.
And they close. They can open and close the Strait of Hormuz at will, and that's what they proved to the world already.
Ryan, I'm going to hire you to be on my general staff there.
Okay, I'll take the check in the mail.
All right. Thanks for your call.
Thank you.
All right. That's the military expert Rod right there talking about our weak spot that Iran apparently found. Yes. Let's take a break, and then we'll come back. 12:30, The Buzz.
Cincinnati. Want to stay plugged in with 1230 The Buzz and get the inside scoop sent to your phone? From exclusive contests and cash giveaways to breaking news and can't miss events, we're keeping you connected all day long. Join the 1230 The Buzz text club right now by texting BUZZ to 23845. Get instant updates on local news, community events, special guests, hot topics, and chances to win prizes before anyone else. If it's happening in the city, you'll hear it from The Buzz first. Cash, contests, conversations, and community, all in the palm of your hand. Text BUZZ to 23845 and stay connected with the station bringing you real talk and real voices every single day. 1230 The Buzz, your talk station.
What happens when someone calls 911? A calm voice answers. A trained professional takes control. Help is on the way because of them. Now you can be that voice. Join Cincinnati's team of first responders as an emergency 911 operator at the Cincinnati Emergency Communication Center. For over 95 years, Cincinnati Emergency Communication Center has answered a call. Now we're looking for more people like you, focused, compassionate, and ready to make a difference. Learn more about the role and apply today by visiting cincinnati-oh.gov/ECC. Applications closed July 20th.
We all make plans for the future, but car accidents, break-ins, and unexpected fires can disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design insurance plans that work for you and help protect what matters most. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Hi, I'm Dwayne Hunter in Cincinnati, Ohio. Let me show you why so many clients recommend us to their friends and family. Let's talk about your auto, home, and life needs.
We are the keepers of the wild, America's original and most invested conservationists. For more than 80 years, we've been committed to conserving wildlife and the natural landscapes that define our nation. From rugged alpine ridgelines to peaceful tall grass prairies, we've supported the conservation of more than 36 of American wildlands. Our funding has led to cleaner water, fresher air, and improved wildlife habitat. From abundant fish and waterfowl populations to robust deer and elk herds, nothing is more important than maintaining wild spaces for adventurers to explore and wildlife to thrive. We are America's hunters and target shooters, stewards of the American outdoors.
America's hunters and target shooters, along with firearm, ammunition, and archery manufacturers, have invested more than $46 billion to help state fish and wildlife agencies manage and protect wildlife and wildlands across America. For more information, visit outdoorstewards.org.
The Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council present the story of Tom and Levi.
Tom is the smartest man I know. He's been a professor at 2 major universities, been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, he told me that he was having problems in his classes. I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. And he was telling them that he was doing it as a favor to them, but I think in reality, he just wanted to get out of there. I was really starting to worry because I saw something was wrong.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me, and my love for him was just immense.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Laura, the guys really went to town on that leg of lamb.
Yeah, thanks, Amy. I'm glad everyone enjoyed it.
Something's wrong. I know you too well.
Jim's company is cutting his salary, and he may even get laid off. He doesn't think we'll be able to afford the mortgage.
Oh, Laura.
If you think you may be in danger of foreclosure, call the National Foundation for Credit Counseling at 866-687-6322 or visit mortgagehelpnow.org. That's mortgagehelpnow.org. This has been a public service from the NFCC.
Did you miss something? Catch the rebroadcast. Do it again. For the full schedule, go to thebuzzcincy.com.
.30 WDBZ, the Buzz of Cincinnati, your talk station. In the studio with me, the minority leader of I guess what it called, State House representative. The minority leader, Donnie Isaacson, is in the studio with us. And you guys are all for a few weeks, I guess?
We are not in session for a few months.
Oh, that's right. Not until when? November?
Not until after the election in November.
How do you guys get off that long? Man, that's a pretty good job there.
I'll say this. If you don't see your state rep this summer, working in the community, engaging with their district, so let me know.
All right. All right.
But, it's the job just, we're not in legislative session.
Right.
But the job,
continues.
The job should just shift to being,
From working in Columbus to working in your district. There we go. Now, let me see. Where do I start? Let's start with the biggest problem I see coming out of the state, and that's the funding of public schools. It's just getting ridiculous now. So can you fix that in any way?
It is a fixable problem, yes. So let's start with, the optimism. But, it's something we've talked about before. School funding in Ohio is a split between the state and local communities. And ideally, based on the Ohio Constitution, that split should be around 50-50. 50 of it coming from state revenue, 50% coming across the state from local communities. Mm-hmm. The way local communities contribute to school funding is property taxes, typically. And if half the burden falls on local communities, it is a manageable burden. Mm-hmm. But what has happened is the state, in order to fund tax cuts for super wealthy people and giant corporations, has cut back on their contributions to school funding. And so the state now only pays for just over 30%.
Wow.
Which means that basically 70% of the full burden falls on local communities. So the choice every community has, Cincinnati included, is do you want to tax yourselves into oblivion to have properly funded schools, or do you want to have underfunded schools? And I think Cincinnati is doing the best we can. I think Cincinnati voters pretty regularly choose to,
support
pay
levies,
more in property taxes and levies to support the schools. And frankly, there are districts around the state that can't do that. They don't have that option. The property values in Southeast Ohio are so low that even increasing, what's called the millage, the levy on property values, doesn't raise enough to hire more teachers or to make up for the gap from the state. So this is not a hole just felt in Cincinnati. This is being felt in hundreds of districts around the state. That when the state pulls back funding for public education, it forces everyone to either cut staff, which is to say have fewer teachers teaching our students, or increase taxes. And not every community can increase taxes.
Now, they're having a big meeting tonight over at the school board. They had the $10 million deficit, and they had more than $10 million, but they had to cut that, and they're down to the bare bones now.
And people, there's this argument that people are having. So you hear it especially from my colleagues on the right. Well, these urban school districts, Cincinnati Public, Cleveland, Columbus, they're already spending so much money on per student. Why can't they get better results with the money that they're already spending? Now, I'll be the first to say there's always room for improvement. Right? I am humbled as a Democrat by the fact that in Missouri or in Mississippi and Louisiana, they've seen some of the biggest educational gains, particularly for young black students. So there is room to improve what we're doing, no doubt about it. And we have real data from the Republican government of Ohio proving that it costs dramatically more to educate students in districts like Cincinnati and Columbus. And so here's the history of this. 4 years ago in the budget, my first year, we funded a $500,000 study to say, let's ask the Department of Education to calculate how much extra does it cost to properly educate students in low-income communities, or where there's a low-income population of students in the school. That was 4 years ago in the budget. The goal was get that number before the next budget 2 years later.
Right.
So 2 years later, we're doing the budget. We reached out to them. We said, hey, where's the study? What's it say?
Did they have it?
And they held it back. They refused to publish it. We eventually sent them a public letter demanding it until after the budget 2 years later was completed. You want to know why? Because it said what we all know, which is that based on a rigorous study, it is dramatically upwards of 40-50% more expensive to educate students to the same level who come from concentrated areas of poverty, whether that's in Southeast Ohio or in our cities. But they held back the report so that they wouldn't have to justify cutting funds in these communities.
Okay, how long ago was that? Hasn't there been another budget since then?
No, this was we did the budget 4 years ago. Well, 3.5 years ago. And then when we did the budget in 2025, which was 2 years after the 2023 budget, which is the budget we're living in now for 26, that's when they held back the report. So they only released the report in the summer of 2025 after we did the budget.
So what's going to happen the next time now that you have the facts, or you'll be able to get more money in here for inner city schools?
Either we recognize the reality that our public schools are required and should be to educate everyone, including students on special ed, right, who need special education, students with disabilities, students with a high concentration of low-income backgrounds. All of those things we now know from study after study after study that the Republican government of the state of Ohio has conducted. It costs more money to educate those students. And so think about it like this. If they're spending $25,000 to $30,000 to provide a great education to kids in Indian Hill, how much do you think it costs to provide a similar education to a kid in Avondale? Probably more.
A lot more.
A lot more. And so when we're saying, well, we're spending $18,000 per pupil in Cincinnati Public, it's like, yeah, that's a lot of money. But how come it costs significantly more than that to provide a great education in Wyoming or Indian Hill?
Yeah.
Because that's how much it costs. That's inflation in education has gone up faster than in other sectors. That is just how much it costs, and there's no better investment we can make. And so, yes, we have to also improve the education system. We can't just keep throwing money at it. But we can't do it without proper funding. And so it's got to be both.
There you go. All right, we're going to take a break. We're with House Minority Leader Donnie Isaacson in the studio. you got questions for him, if ever there's a line available, but he can answer those questions. I want to talk about this new ID law in the car that they just passed up there at the State House. We'll talk about that when we come back on the other side. 12:30, The Buzz.
Bringing you the stories that go beyond the headlines. The Tavis Smiley Show.
This is Tavis Smiley.
Join him every weekday from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. for impactful interviews, bold discussions, and the perspectives you won't hear anywhere else.
The Tavis Smiley Show.
Weeknights, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m.
12:30, The Buzz.
Council on Aging is celebrating 55 years of service to older adults, people with disabilities, and caregivers in our community. When you need help for yourself or an older loved one, contact Council on Aging for unbiased advice, information, and connection to community resources. Details at 513-721-1025 or online at help4seniors.org. That's help4seniors.org. Come vibe with us at Paycor Stadium, the 2026 Cincinnati Music Festival, presented by P&G. July 23rd, 24th, and 25th is going to be lit. Friday, July 24th, we've got Charlie Wilson, 803 Fresh, Legacy, Tyrese, and Nelly. Come back Saturday, July 25th for Mary J. Blige. Heatwave, Dougie Fresh, SWV, and Trey Songz. Tickets on sale now through Ticketmaster. For more info, visit CincyMusicFestival.com. Saturday, July 25th, help us make history again at the Cincinnati Black Music Walk of Fame induction ceremony, homecoming edition at 11 a.m. honoring Heatwave and WCIN with live performance by Shirley Murdoch, Regina Bale, and Midnight Star. This is a free event, and the attire is all white.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years.
He was in big trouble.
We're going to take your house, garnish your pay.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm.
I don't owe the IRS anymore. It was because of Optima Tax.
Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-811-7033. 800-811-7033.
Optima Tax Relief.
Actual client compensated for sharing their experience. Visit OptimaTaxRelief.com for details.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the host and guests and do not necessarily reflect the views of Urban One Incorporated, Radio One, or any of its subsidiary companies.
You're listening to The Lincoln Ware Show.
Unbelievable.
On your talk and information station, 1230 The Buzz.
1230 WDBZ, the Buzz of Cincinnati, your talk station. Lincoln, we're with you. Donnie Isaacson in the studio. Minority leader, Democratic minority leader of the State House there. And during the break, we were talking, a black fourth grader in Mississippi has a higher reading level than a black fourth grader in Ohio. How is that possible? What are they doing different that we're not doing here in Ohio? What the hell is going on?
So there's been a huge amount of research over the last 25 years into what's called the science of reading. You and I would know it in part just as phonics. Mm-hmm. And that is one way to teach students to read. And there's been another push over the last 30 years to teach them a different way, which actually started in Ohio. The research is clear. Phonics-based reading, the science of reading, works better than the other way. Mm-hmm. So the move is we got to change to it. And I'll give Governor DeWine credit. He and his administration, they identified that, 5-6 years ago, and then they pushed really hard to make the changes. That means a whole new curriculum. It means going to teachers who've taught one way for 30 years and saying, you got to teach reading a different way. It means holding them to those standards, right? And, coaching and accountability. And you have to do all of it every year. And it requires, you got to fund the new curriculum, you got to fund the coaching, you got to fund the enforcement. And for 2 years, we were doing it. And then the governor let the legislature erase all of those gains last year. And so we're going backwards. And so I still think we'll see some of the gains from that initial investment. But this stuff has to be sustained over, a decade or so. Now that's what Mississippi's done. That's what Louisiana's done.
Somebody said, can we really trust the data coming from the Mississippi school system? That's what someone said.
That is everyone's initial response. It's a fair response. There have been very rigorous. They've gone back and checked. They've done controlled tests. It's not just Mississippi, it's Louisiana. It's held up for multiple years. So initially that was a real concern, but a lot of people have gone back and double and triple and quadruple checked the numbers. And they're real, and it takes hard work and leadership, and we just haven't had sustained leadership on that issue in Ohio.
You think Mississippi, one of the poorest states in the country, and their black fourth graders are coming out reading better than our black fourth graders?
We should all be humbled by it. Both Republican and Democratic led states, right? This is one of those examples that, look, I believe Democrats have better ideas that will help more people than Republicans. That's why I'm a Democrat. But we still don't have all the answers. These are complicated, hard problems, right? California's housing issues are through the roof, are crazy, right? So like New York has not solved their education system, right? Places that Democrats run still have opportunities for improvement. And it's why it's a huge part of our focus in the State House is let's stop arguing of whether this is an R bill or a D bill or a conservative idea or progressive idea. Let's just look at what's working all over the country on every single issue, and let's pursue those ideas. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. If it's working in Texas, great, let's do it. If it's working in Massachusetts, great, let's do it. Because these issues are not naturally partisan. Teaching a kid to read is not a naturally partisan idea.
Unbelievable. Let's see. There was another thing I wanted to mention, and I slipped my mind. Oh, the new law they passed, ID with passengers in the car. How did that slip through?
So this is House Bill 492, and the bill came from, I think, police officers from the Fraternal Order of Police and other entities, pushing for a change in the law that basically, until now, if you got stopped, if there was not a reasonable suspicion of a crime, you did not have to identify yourself. And the officer's argument was that makes them less safe as officers. And so some of this is a question of perspective. Can I understand that perspective? Sure, yes, I can. But those of us who represent, particularly those of us who represent communities who are on the other side of that interaction, who know the level of danger that it can present, what it can lead to when those interactions escalate, we are very wary of tipping the balance even for more in one direction with no accountability and no structure. So the vote ended up being pretty split. It obviously passed, but even some Republicans voted no. I voted no. Most, but not all Democrats voted no. And it's because you can see it from both sides, right? If you're an officer, you want to know who you're talking to,
right?
And if you're in the car, you don't want to be harassed by a police officer who's overzealous and overly aggressive, especially in a community that has a history of police officers being overzealous and overly aggressive. And so, we got to be, now that the bill is law, we have to watch it like a hawk, that it isn't used as a way to over-police, to, get people in trouble who shouldn't be in trouble, to harass innocent people, right? And that's the risk. And so I'm not saying most officers are going to do that. I'm sure most officers are not going to do that. But we all know what happens when even just a couple of officers do it.
Oh, yeah. Now, we had someone from the Ohio Legislative Black Caucus Foundation was in here. They said there was 600,000 Democratic votes left on the table. 600,000 black votes, I believe. I'm not sure whether they said black votes. I think they did. Left on the table. Have you heard about that study they did and came up with those 600,000 votes? And if so, if it's true, how do we get them off the table? How do we get them out to vote?
So this is the challenge, especially with black voters, but not exclusively with black voters, right? The conversation we're often having is, we as Democrats, we're running both against Republicans and against the couch, right? How do you give people motivation to actually think this is going to be worth it for me? And so the way we think about it as a caucus is we can't just be the opposition party. We can't just say to people, well, we're not them, or more accurately as Democrats the last 10 years, we're not him, right? We have to actually have a proactive vision. So that, and a way for people to say, I'm voting for something. And so the way we have framed that is we've looked at the 5 major cost drivers in Ohio. That's healthcare, that's housing, it's childcare, it's your energy bills, and it's consumer payments. And we've said we're going to propose major pieces of legislation that have been bipartisan and successful in other parts of the country. So these are not Democratic fever dreams that would meaningfully bring down people's costs and expand access to opportunity in these areas, make it easier to buy a home, make it easier to afford a better health insurance plan, right? And that's what we're going to push and propose to make it clear that if Democrats had more power, if more people came out and voted, it would have a material benefit on their lives. They would have more money to take their kids out for their birthday or go on vacation. Their jobs would pay them more. They wouldn't be getting nickel and dimed every time they buy a concert ticket or try and get a hotel room. They wouldn't be paying through the roof on their health insurance every month, right? If we could solve problems for people, actually make them feel like
somebody's working
someone
for
is working
them.
for them.
Their vote counts.
That's how you get them to vote. And then you got to go and ask for it.
Yeah.
And you got to go and tell them what you're doing. And you can't just knock once. They didn't answer. They didn't answer their phone, or they weren't at that community
event. You got to
event.
make sure you make that face-to-face contact
as often as you can, repeatedly.
Yeah. All right. Let's see, Vincent. You have a question?
Yes, I'd like to ask him. What is the key thing besides paying the teachers and taking care of the school buildings that gets the tuition for a public child that high? What are the 3 main things in his mindsight?
So some of this you'll have to ask like the superintendent, because they dive into the accounting for school districts. But basically the biggest costs are, as you described, facilities and staffing. Right? And particularly the way that we've seen huge jumps in the last 5 years because of inflation have been in the jump in the cost within special ed and the increase of students who have extra needs and what that costs to provide. And the state public schools are legally required to provide it. This is a big difference between charter schools and private schools and your traditional public schools. Charter schools can just kick a student out. Easy. Private schools can just not accept them in the first place. And they do it all the time. They say that kid's going to cost us too much money, we're not accepting them. Public schools accept everyone. They have to, by law, which means they have to take on the additional cost. So there's been, over the last, really since COVID, inflation for school-related expenses has hugely surpassed inflation in the broader economy because of the big one is on health insurance.
Where do you see it in the next 15 years, Jim?
We have to, it's a question of priorities. We know what the priorities are I'll keep picking on them because they're a great school district and I have no qualms with what they're doing. I think it's fantastic what Indian Hill does to provide for education. But if Indian Hill is spending $25,000 to $30,000 per kid to provide a great education, then it's a question for the rest of the state at the state level, not at the local level, because no other local community is as wealthy as Indian Hill. But at the state level, are we willing to prioritize students, no matter which zip code they live in, as much as the communities in Indian Hill are prioritizing their kids? If the answer is yes, then we need to change our funding priorities. We need to change who gets tax benefits. We need to stop spending every extra dollar in Ohio gets spent on a tax benefit for someone who doesn't need it, who's already wildly successful.
In other words, Vince, if we don't change things, down the road, 15 years from now, it's going to be worse than it is now if we don't change things.
That or the people with children that are low income won't be able to keep up with the keeping up, as in having children, because it's already there now that younger people are not producing the amount of kids that they used to do.
That's right.
All right, Vince.
And that'll be them locking them out. Thank you. Have a good day.
Vince, thanks for your call. All right, Donnie, we got to get you back in. Can you come back next month?
I'll come back
we'll
next
get you in
month.
every month while you guys are off. You know, minority leader at the State House, Democratic minority leader. I have to say that. Because the Democrats are the minority up there, and you guys have a tough fight. But the election looks like it's close in the governor's race. What do you think?
It is truly 50-50. People, I probably get 10 times a day, is this real? And what people are really asking is it okay to feel a little hope?
Yeah.
And the answer is yes. It's scary to feel hope again in Ohio as a Democrat.
Yeah, right.
I get it. But yes, the polling is real. The shift in momentum is real. It is truly a toss-up race for the governor. It's a toss-up race for the Senate. And it's a toss-up of if we can break the supermajority in the House, which is what my job is.
Yes, and I tell you, heaven help us if Ramaswamy is the governor. You talk about the school system in shambles now. It's going to be, they might not even exist if Ramaswamy is governor.
Think about how out of touch you have to be to think that we could just privatize everything, that we can just get rid of our public schools, that corporations are going to save the day. No one believes that. Except someone who made, over $1 billion basically on a grift.
Yes.
To say to people, we're going to have all these drugs that save your lives. Oh, but by the way, none of them actually work.
Yeah.
And so it is 2026 is a defining election for Ohio in a way that 2006 was, in a way that 2014 was. If we had not had Governor Kasich's cuts to public education, we would probably still have one of the best public education systems in the country. As it turns out, if you cut for 15 years, you get what's happened, which is we fall into the high 20s, low 30s out of 50. We were number 5 when I was at Walnut Hills. We were number 5 in the country in public education when I graduated from Ohio's public schools.
Unbelievable. All right, Donnie, thank you. One of my longtime sponsors of the Lincoln Ware Walking Club. We had picture day on Saturday, so if you can get out there, come on out. Picture day.
They've got me at legislative conferences all summer.
Okay, all right. But good to see you, and I got to get you a shirt too, so we'll make contact. We'll get you one. All right, let's take a break, and then we'll come back. We've got Tom, Bill, Peter Mingo, and Vernon all holding on. We'll get to you on the other side. 12:30, The Buzz.
12:30 a.m. WDBZ, Cincinnati, an Urban One station. Listen online on thebuzzcincy.com. We are 1230 The Buzz, the home of the Lincoln Ware Show.
In the latest news, an 18-year-old man is dead after a Saturday night shooting in Westwood. Police say the incident happened in the parking lot of a Glenway Avenue Chipotle. The victim, Shadid Coggins, was found at the scene and later died at UC Medical Center. Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell released a statement Sunday following rumors of serious health issues surrounding the 84-year-old. The senator says he went to the hospital for a fall last month and was then diagnosed with pneumonia. Went on to say he didn't break any bones or suffer a concussion and that there was no evidence of a heart attack or stroke. He added in the statement that on advice from doctors, he won't be able to return to the Senate floor to vote just yet, but is not taking a break from Senate business and is working closely with his legislative staff on current issues. East Price Hill was the scene of a shooting on Sunday night. Police say a man was shot at a location on Woodlawn Avenue at around 10 p.m. The victim's injuries are described as non-life-threatening. That's your latest news. I'm Adam Zellick on 1230 The Buzz.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the host and guests and do not necessarily reflect the views of Urban One Incorporated, Radio One, or any of its subsidiary companies.
The voice of the community. We are 1230 a.m. The Buzz, your talk station.
1230 WDBZ, The Buzz of Cincinnati, your talk station. And somebody, how you going to give him a shirt and he's got a show? He's a sponsor. Did you hear me? The key word was sponsor, okay? That was a key word. And he's been a sponsor of the Lincoln Ware Walking Club for quite a while there. So appreciate Donnie Isaacson. Did anybody see that bison come up on this? They were taking pictures of the bison and he went crazy. And, man, this guy was running away. And then this bison just took his head and those horns and just threw this guy up in the. I mean, this guy went flying up in the air, and I know he was hurt. I know he was hurt because he didn't look like he was a young guy. He didn't look like a young spring chicken, and he was so high in the air. Can you imagine when he hit that ground? Oh my goodness! I mean, he had to be up more than 20 feet in the air, more. You know, that bison threw him like you wouldn't believe. Man, if you haven't seen it, it'll probably be on Inside Edition tonight, if it hasn't been on there already. But, man, I have never seen – it was like a cartoon.
I would have broken like glass after hitting the ground.
Jeez.
That is a long
He was way
fall.
up there.
Yeah,
I know, but, I mean, oh, man, I just felt sorry for the guy. I saw that link, and he was 65 years old. Yeah, thank you. I knew he wasn't young, that's for sure. Man.
Yeah, when he tried to take off and start running, I knew he was not going to get away.
Oh, boy.
No.
Someone says, I don't see much reach out from Amy Acton. It's coming, folks. It may not seem like it, but she's getting ready to start pouncing. It's coming. All right. Let's go to Peter Mingo. Peter Mingo, how you doing?
All right, Lincoln, how you doing? Semper Fi, my brother.
Semper Fi. What's going on?
Right now, come on behalf of the youth football class we call the Peace Bowl. We're basically trying to get sponsors, and things are more limited than they've been before. For one thing, for sure, we're not allowed to basically charge individuals for coming into the games if the fields that we use are Cincinnati Public Schools fields or Cincinnati Recreation fields. And so we're limited there. We can't basically charge anyone to come and watch the kids perform. And also, even with concessions, we're not allowed on some of the properties, city properties, matter of fact, and school properties, where we're not allowed to sell hot dogs or whatever to basically finance the program. And so we're looking for assistance in that. A couple of weeks ago, Chin Ndukwe, he promised that he would basically do his due diligence and help us out, and he is going to do so.
Okay.
He's made a double commitment. He says he's going to do that. He's going to do all he can to help us. But we need more than just one person.
Yeah.
Talbot House has even told us that they're going to help us out with a grant as far as for the kids, for the program. A number of city council members have basically pledged something, but if not, I'm not going to put them out there, but if not, it basically come through. And so we're waiting on all these things together. We've had an average of 1,500 kids each year that we do this Peace Bowl. It began back in 2007 at our church, and we've been moving forward with it ever since then. A lot of the kids that have basically played on this basically are in college playing football. Others have basically grown up and have their families. Some have businesses. But most of all, they learn that camaraderie. They've got to know each other. A lot of times when there's different things happening in different
They don't know
neighborhoods,
each other.
Exactly. And once they get to know each other, because I saw something happen in a game about 6 years ago. One of the young men was on the field, and the game was over. And that guy from the other side walked over, and they said, "Who is he?" And you believe it? He said, "That's my cousin." He really had no connection to him at all other than football. It wasn't his cousin. But I remember when I was a little boy playing football for the neighborhood house and also attending Rose Chapel Baptist Church. Every kid at Rose Chapel all of a sudden became my cousin. And I think others have that relationship also with the kids they've worshiped with, the ones they've played athletic events with. We call them our cousins, our relatives and whatever. And so once we build a city of cousins, a city of relatives as far as our youth are concerned, I think we won't have to worry about as many homicides and shootings and whatever that we have right now. And it all begins with our kids. And we have to be able to get them at an early age. We can't wait till they're 16. We can't wait till they're even 14 before we try to instill some of these values to them. We need to do it now while they're approachable, while they're basically listening, while they're out there just to have fun, that they're not been gambling on the games and whatever.
Oh, yeah. Boy, do you see now? Let's talk about that gambling on these games. I mean, that seems like it's going on a lot now with these little league games. People are betting on them.
Well, and we basically police the area.
Yeah.
We can see if anybody's doing anything, that's not conducive for the field. And we talk to those individuals, and one part, they leave. So we haven't had that problem with the Peace Bowl. But what we have had is support other than parents.
Yeah.
And so we're looking today. I'll be talking to Chin Ndukwe later, and he's going to meet his obligation. He said no problem at all. Talbot House had basically promised us a grant, and so far we haven't received that. And so we have to move forward. We have to deal with what we have, and what we have is almost nothing right now.
Yeah, yeah. When is your game normally? What's the date of the game?
This year is the 25th of July, and it's going to be at Western Hills. And also, if we have so many people coming from, believe it or not, out of state and even out of the county coming in to want to play, it's going to overflow onto the next game, the next day. The games will be held in Avondale, where we originally formed the Peace Bowl Youth Football Classic.
Right. You got the field right there. Got the field right there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So we've got already close to 1,200 kids signed up for the Peace Bowl with their different teams.
Now,
they're still coming in.
How can people get in touch with you if they want to donate to this event? How can they reach you?
513-602-4619. And I've got, hold on for a minute, I've got, I have my line with nearest phone number here. But we're on the phone, I can't get it that way.
Okay. Well, just give me your number again one more time.
Okay. 513-602-4619.
All right. That's the big. And what do you call it? The Peace Bowl? What do you call it? The Peace Bowl? What's the name of that?
The Peace Bowl Youth Football Classic.
There you go.
The first Peace Bowl that we had back in 2007, a young man was shot right outside the gate.
I know. I remember.
It had nothing to do with the game at all. They were out there. They were going back and forth. Young man got shot. I ran, hopped over the fence. I was holding the young man. A couple of the young ladies from our programs who were nurses at church, they came over and they offered their assistance, and he died in our arms. And that's when it became the Peace Bowl.
Boy, unbelievable. All right. Peter Mingo, always great talking to you. Give that number one more time.
513-602-4619.
All right, Peter. Thanks for talking with us. Semper Fi, my fellow Marine.
Semper Fi.
All right.
Always faithful.
There you go. All right. We'll talk to you.
All right, Rankin.
All right. Yes. When you go to the recruiting office and you sign up to become a Marine, when you sign the paper, you're not a Marine at that time. You have to become a Marine eventually. You don't sign the paper, I'm a Marine. No, you have to become a Marine. There you go. All right, 513-749-1230. Lincoln Ware with you. Let's go to Tom, and then we'll go to break. Tom, how are you?
Oh, I'm blessed today, Lincoln. Thanks for taking my call. I just wanted to touch on you about the death of Lindsey Graham.
Yes.
You know, I'm going to do like Bill Clinton says do. Like he said in the speech, he said, forget about the algebra and the math. Just do the arithmetic. Now, Putin called you-know-who, stayed on the phone for 30 minutes with him last week. Nobody knows what the conversation was about. And also, Lindsey Graham is a big advocate of Ukraine, giving them
he was just
aid.
He just got back from Ukraine. Yeah.
Come back, and all of a sudden, this man, 71 years old, in good health, died.
Well, they did say he had hardened arteries in his heart there, and I mean that's a common thing that, and you just pretty much blow a gasket. Like he blew a gasket in his heart, pretty much. So I mean, I don't think there's any shyster stuff going on just because he got back from Ukraine. Ukraine loved him; they were good friends with him.
No, I'm not saying Ukraine. I'm taking Ukraine out of the.
Well, I don't know how would Russia have anything to do with his death.
Well, I mean, you got two superpowers didn't want Ukraine to win the war: United States and Russia. And I don't want to sound like the late.
Well, I don't know if you can say United States don't want Ukraine to win. We're giving them weapons. We're giving them weapons to fight the war.
We are doing it over the administration. The administration wants to cut the funds from Ukraine. I mean, he said it outright that, hey, he's 100% against getting Ukraine any kind of financial funds. They're going to have to go over his head to get the financial funds to Ukraine.
Yes. Well, I don't know, but it was kind of untimely. He seemed to be in good health, and, so I don't know. Everybody thinks there's always some funny stuff going on when somebody just dies out of a sudden like that. He wasn't sick or anything like that. Seemed pretty healthy to me, but when it's your heart, I mean, you can, on the outside, you can look like you're okay, and then boom. And when
excuse me for interrupting. I'm going to leave you with this. Then what about the other senators? That's 2 senators the Republicans chance on losing. Yeah. Well, nobody knows if this man's in the morgue or what.
Mitch McConnell is alive and well. He's not in anybody's morgue. He's alive and well. He's got some ongoing illnesses there. He had polio as a kid. And it's coming back with his old age. It's coming back to haunt him now, and he can't balance. He's falling over, hurting himself. So that's the reason for Mitch McConnell. I think he should go ahead and resign from the Senate now and get it over with. But he's going to try to hang on until January, I guess.
Okay. All right. But like man says, something screwy looks like it's going on.
All right.
Oh, have a blessed one, Lincoln. Thanks for taking my call.
Thanks for your call. Help Tom
There's
out.
something awfully screwy going on around here.
Yes.
So Mitch McConnell had polio.
Yes.
And Lindsey Graham just had pole.
Oh, boy. Unbelievable. Oh, boy. Let's take a break. We'll come back. It's Lincoln Ware, 1230, The Buzz.
Hey, y'all, what up? This your boy, Ricky Smiley. I want to drop you an invite to something a little more.
Oh, you do? Okay. Okay. All right. Okay.
If anyone in the chat is interested in being a moderator, just say aye or give me a thumbs up or something. I can make you a moderator if you're interested.
Oh, boy. Let's see who's going to jump on this. Okay, it's a moderator where? For who?
For the chat.
Oh,
like if somebody needs to be monitored or silenced, or they'll have control. I will give them that control.
Oh, okay.
I will give you the power to be a moderator.
Are we able to do that?
Yes. I can do it on my end.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know if we should do that because somebody might just not like somebody. You know what I mean? That's too much power to give. We should keep control over that. He's on the phone. I don't think you should do that. We should keep control over that. Don't do that because somebody, you know how people hate on each other on here? It's too much power. We're running into problems. I don't think we can do that anyway.
We can.
Who told you that?
It's always been a YouTube thing. Anytime they have podcasts, the person that's doing the podcast, he can have people moderate the chat just to monitor the chat.
Yeah, but I don't know. You better check with Nia on that. I don't know. She's got control over that now. Remember when we had those bots on Juneteenth and they was coming on and we called her and she blocked them out of there?
Yeah.
But I don't know if we should give that to a person that's in the chat.
You don't think there's any responsible folks listening on the chat?
No. No.
Nobody.
I can't think of nobody who would be unbiased. You know, everybody would be biased. If you gave that to somebody the first people they would take off would probably be the White Liar and Tim Heidel.
So you saying I should give Tim Heidel and White Lion?
Hell to the no. Oh, boy. Iron, somebody said, I would be the first to unsubscribe. Lincoln, those weren't bots. They were Cincinnati city employees who were pissed that they had the day off and the celebration of Juneteenth. Really? Okay, I thought they were some kind of bots. Give it to Joan. Yeah, I think it needs to be staff only doing that. Brent Beard would probably try to silence me because he's hating all the time. He's hating. He know that I am doing the Jeff Weiler stuff. Now he's hating on Jeff Weiler.
He can't silence you. You're not in the chat.
He would try, but he would try. So kind of way. Brent Beard is not my friend.
He won't be able to silence you.
I know that.
You would have to be in the chat.
I know that.
In order to do that.
I know that.
But even if he did, I can override what he does.
Yes.
Car.
1230 WDBZ. Lincoln Ware with you till 1 o'clock this afternoon. And don't forget, coming up at 12 o'clock, we've got none other than Tanel and Chanel Bryant, the owners of the Avondale grocery store, which is now closed. And they'll tell us just 1 year ago, they were sitting here talking about the opening of the grocery store. And 1 year later, the doors are closed. Unbelievable. And they'll give you the reasons why. Yeah. They'll give you the reasons why. All right. Let's go to Bill. Bill, how you doing today?
I'm doing all right. I heard my song yesterday.
I'm trying to think. Did I play Chico's song? Funkin' for Jamaica? I thought I played it.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, good. Okay, all right.
Yeah, I heard my song and I went and got me some barbecue.
The barbecue. It's the Brooklyn, Bronx, and Queens band. They have nothing to do with barbecue.
Yeah, but it reminded me of the time that I heard the song.
Yeah.
And I was with a friend and we went to Ike's. And the minute we got to munching and everything, the song came on in October of 1981. And I went and got the album. I went and got it over at this place called Record Arcade on Hamilton Avenue.
I remember the Record Arcade, yes.
Yeah, it caught on fire in the late 90s. And I was really devastated because they had albums long before Globes and every other record store had it.
I remember all those stores, Globe Records, the Arcade, Record Arcade. Man, so many. Globe had 2 locations downtown. Globe Records,
and Music World.
Yep.
That was another one. But I had always gotten an album long before Globes or anybody else. But
yes.
I want to move along. I want to know, man, is the Walk of Fame, man. You was talking about VIP passes. I thought the event was free.
It is free, but they have some special VIP seating. So it is free.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely going to attend.
All right.
And I do notice that white line is missing from the airwaves nowadays. What I understand, you got your royal crown and your belt out on him. He's been suspended, for 30 days?
Till the 22nd, I think. I think it's the 22nd.
You think that's going to do any good? Because your nephew, he was suspended for 30 days, and he's still acting a fool.
He'll be on parole after he's released from phone jail.
Yeah, definitely. I tell you, I'm really, really, really relieved that he is not spreading venom all over the airwaves. But, hey, you keep up the good work. There's no person that can take your title away from you. You are still the man of power. Sunday Soul Classic was another smash. But I'm at the community center, so I'm going to cut it short.
All right.
Keep that music popping, bruh.
All right. Thanks for your call. Keep that music popping, Terrence Howard. Yes. Now, somebody stopped me somewhere over the weekend. I don't know where. And they said Reverend Sharpton was on YouTube and that he played some regular music. I don't know.
Was he live? Was he broadcasting live? His show on YouTube?
I'm not sure.
I got to look it up.
Yeah, check that out and see. Because there's got to be a way around this. We just haven't figured it out yet. All right.
We'll see.
Let's go to Vernon. Vernon, what's up?
What's going on, brother?
How you doing?
You know, a lot of people is trying to feel sorry for Lisa Graham dying. I just feel sorry for the prostitutes on the gay Grindr app.
Oh, boy.
He would be surely missed.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
I remember when he was killing Trump. Went to the White House, and I don't know what Trump said to him, but he came back out. I don't know if he showed us some pictures or what.
Something.
You remember that?
I remember he used to dog Trump out. And I mean, now all the stories, there's so many stories out now about Lindsey Graham and his private life, his secret life. This one transgender person said he pretty much put her through college, you know, and the whole bit because, you know, she said he was the weirdest guy she'd ever been with. But.
Oh, yeah. But you guys think it's like, I mean, like Bobart, she was a prostitute. Corey Donaldson, the big black dude that's Republican, he had all kinds of stuff going on with the Republican parties with property, and and all of a sudden he wound up in Congress. Yeah. There's so many criminals involved in the Republican Party at this point, you know. And Rob was talking about the weak link that Ukraine, that they had found against America.
Mm-hmm.
The weak link is attacking our allies. You know, you can shoot missiles at our ships. We got something for that.
Yeah.
Everybody does. All these other little countries don't have what we have.
Right.
And we're running out.
And the allies are taking a beating, because of this, yes.
And they're not even reporting the fact that a lot of our people get injured, a lot of our bases are being attacked. They've been waiting for this war for almost 40 years. And this orange jackass thought he can go in there and knock it out in a week.
Yep.
And he's getting his ass handed to him. You know, and it's just, and we're all going to pay the price for the stupidity, the ignorance, the racism, all of that. And this thought of, well, I'll just deal with it to keep them from having a nuclear weapon. I said it once, I said it a million times. If a nuclear weapon is launched against us, we know it's coming.
Yeah.
You know, and the reality is, this is what y'all, you know, they wanted this war. Israel's wanted this war. We just had to have a dumb enough president to go back and say, okay, let's do it.
Yep.
You know, they ran this fast, both Bush and Obama, and they was like, no, we ain't doing that. The only how you're really going to, because I'm going to tell you, the first troop that hits the ground over there comes home in a body bag, that's going to turn this country upside down more than ever. But I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think we'll ever see boots on the ground in Iran. I just don't think it's going to happen. But they want it to happen. Iran really wants that. They really want they want to do that. So we'll see. All right.
Okay, let's get to that Ricky Smiley interview because I've been wanting to hear that all day. I missed it earlier.
All right. Thanks for your call.
Peace.
All right. That's Vernon. And we need to take a break. When we come back from break, we'll check that interview with Ben Crump and Ricky Smiley. Let's take a break. 12:30, The Buzz.
What's happening, good people? It's your cousin Trip Fontaine, and this is...
Oh. Woo. Trump recommends Lindsey Graham's sister serve as the interim senator from South Carolina. Oh, boy. Okay, so Reverend Al Sharpton does not stream live musical performances on YouTube. Instead, his official YouTube channel streams his weekday radio program, Weekdays with Reverend Al Sharpton, keeping it real. If that makes any sense. I don't know.
That makes sense, yeah.
Okay.
What they're saying is basically what we hear on the air every day. Every day after your show, they just stream it on YouTube.
Yeah. But it doesn't say anything about the music. You know?
Well, does he play regular music on his show in the afternoons?
I don't think he does.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the point.
Mitch McConnell needs to retire. He's not in good physical shape, and his mind doesn't seem sharp anymore. He always looks dazed. I practice on Wednesday with the orchestra. After the show Wednesday, we practice, and we'll go from there. Yes. I mean, I'm not happy with the song, but I can live with it, I guess. I'll have to live with it, you know?
Yankee Doodle went to town riding on a pony. Oh, boy, I can't wait to see that.
It's not Yankee Doodle Dandy, but it kind of puts you in the mind of it. I don't know. I'm going to talk to somebody. So in the future, for some future conductor who's doing one of these Brady neighborhood events, maybe they'll have some music the audience might relate to.
Lincoln's going to be dressed like Uncle Sam. The red, white, and blue, and the big top hat. Oh, man, it's going to be great.
Oh, geez. Practicing to conduct Old Susanna. It's going to be warm on Saturday, maybe 91 on Friday. Lincoln, is the First Lady taping your performance? She probably will. She probably will.
So, Jado, when the DJs stream music live on YouTube, doing a live stream, I mean, does the money they collect, like the YouTube payments that they get, that goes back to the original artist, though, right? Like, they just can't keep the money that they earn on those live streams. Or am I wrong?
Tax relief.
Actual client compensated for sharing their experience. Visit OptimaTaxRelief.com for details.
1230 The Buzz, WDBZ, a Radio 1 station.
1230 WDBZ, the Buzz of Cincinnati, your talk station, the Lincoln Ware Show till 1 o'clock this afternoon. Coming up at 1, Shop Done. Keeping it real. Keeping it real. All right, we promised you, Ricky Smiley had Ben Crump on his show this morning over on 100.3, which you can catch me there on Sunday afternoons from 3 to 7. I had to throw that shameless plug in there. But let's hear what Ben Crump had to say about the 18-year-old who never returned from the boating trip in Mississippi. Let's hear it.
All right, y'all, 26 minutes after the hour, y'all. Our next guest has become one of the nation's most recognizable voices in the fight for justice. He's representing the family of 18-year-old Nolan Xavier Wells, the Mississippi student athlete whose death following a July trip to Horn Island has sparked national attention. Y'all, please welcome the one and only attorney Ben Crump. Hey, Ben. Hey, Ben. Good morning. How you feeling, man?
Hey, good morning, Ricky Smiley. Working hard at night and day, like Michael Jackson say, but we have to do that now more than ever because, as you and I talked about personally, they're trying to just get away with all kind of unconstitutional and inhumane things against our children. And so now we're in Mississippi, and we're going to fight to get to the truth of what happened to Nolan Wells.
Now,
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Over the weekend, on social media, we saw, the alleged footage of Nolan at the house party after his visit on Horn Island. In your opinion, and from what you've seen and what you found out, is this true? And what does it mean for the case? And what are you working against?
Well, we are looking at every allegation, every post, every video, every photograph. We have a team of investigators. I have a team of my attorneys, our paralegals. We are on a ferocious search for the truth. So we're examining all of that. We're getting about 50 to 75 calls a day to our call center since we had the press conference last week, asking people, pleading with people, if you on Horn Island, please contact us. If you have any information, please contact us. We're trying to put together this mystery of why the boys on the boat came back alive and Nolan Wells came washed up on the shore dead. And so that photograph and the videos, we're just trying to study them, have our experts review everything, doing stuff that, we believe a fair and impartial investigation should be doing. Because as his family, his parents, they don't trust the law enforcement agencies in the state of Mississippi to be fair and impartial with the death of their son when they're young white men that may have criminal culpability.
Is that it? Okay, that's it. So
that's the first clip. I got another clip.
Okay,
I got 3 all together.
Okay, we'll get to them later. We'll get to some more.
I was trying to break it up just in case.
Let me catch up on these calls. Let's go to DJ Key, then Miss Nettie, and Ponytail Wells.
Hey,
DJ Key, how you doing?
I appreciate that. How you doing, huh?
Pretty good. What's up?
Everything. Now I want to make a comment. The gentleman that was on earlier talking about the school system and that's one of my pet peeves as far as what happened to the school system when they start decimating it and sending money to the private schools. And now they demonize it for not being successful. What I mean?
Yeah.
It's like taking a cup and halfway up and put a hole in it and then blame it for not being full. You know what I mean? Not being able to stay full. It's just crazy what's going on. But the other thing I want to speak of, I don't know if people paid attention that, when they hear Trump talking about this, what they call the Save American Act or something like that, and they're going to make you send them your voting registrations and the information, or it won't be delivered in the mail and all that, those threats. But Ohio, I believe it was Attorney General with his assistants. What do you call them? No. What's the guy's position? But anyway, he sent up 8 million. 8 million.
You mean
voters?
Voter records?
Yes.
Yes.
8 million.
Yes, he sent them to the federal government.
They can be involved.
Yes. Right.
And I think what they don't realize is when they have that type of control, they know, and you better believe it's probably Democrats. It wouldn't be Republicans. Why would they care about Republicans? It would be Democrats. They send us that type of information where they control. You don't know what they're planning on doing with the system. And then another thing that bothered me recently, when DeWine, what was that? Recently he passed. I know about everybody in the car. You got to show the ID.
Yeah.
Oh, but they don't know. Also, now even though Congress passed that you can have up to 5 days as far as votes coming in to count them, not Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. DeWine, no, not Ohio. You don't have 5 days. So I'm saying to everyone, it's very important. Elders, please, you got to be very uncomfortable. You got to get uncomfortable this year. You need to go down as many as you can, as best you can. If you get your ballot, take them down there. Go down to the Board of Election and vote. You got to be uncomfortable this year.
Yes.
They've already set up the mail system. They've already done it. They said that about 3 or 4 months ago when they passed that you can't sue the mail system for not delivering or not picking up. They've already planned.
Yeah, that's the only thing. The absentee voting, I'm okay with you getting your ballot at home and filling it out at home. But if there's any way possible, you can get it down to the drop box. That's what I would hope people would do.
I'm going to volunteer myself to do those days to take down as many people.
Well, I see you
possible.
can't do that. You can only. That's against
take
the law.
Down. I'm not saying vote. I'm saying take them down.
You can't even do. You can't do that. You're not supposed to do that. The person
drive them down there.
No, you're not supposed to put. You can't collect ballots and take them down there. No.
I said drive the people. No, I'm gonna take the people down.
Okay, you can take the people down.
Yeah. I can take up to 5 people at a time down.
Yeah.
I would volunteer my time to take people down there.
Okay.
So they can turn in their ballot.
Now, were you at the walk Saturday?
Yeah. I saw
okay,
you.
That was you.
I showed you my flag. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I saw. Okay, because Doug Springs was saying that was you. I was like, was that DJ Key? Okay.
Right.
All right.
Oh, yeah, I supported Doug when he was doing some things. He remember me.
All right, DJ Key.
Lincoln, I stay under the wire, man.
All right. Okay. You saw like Terrence Howard.
I'm going to make some noise, but I stay under the wire.
All right. Thanks for your call.
I appreciate it, man.
All right. That's DJ Key, who was at the walk, unlike Terrence Howard. He was at the walk.
You know what? I'm going to be there, Mr. Ware. I'm on my way, I'm telling you.
Yes. All right. Let's see. Do we have time? Let's take a break, and then we'll come back with Ponytail Wells, Miss Nettie, Ray, and Jay. Ray J. Let's take a break. 12:30, The Buzz.
Lincoln Ware is on demand. On demand. That's right. Listen to the Lincoln Ware Show.
All right. Oh, boy. DJ Key is a real DJ, not a studio DJ like Terrence. Oh, my God. Jeez. Christ. Oh, boy.
Well, I don't know if he's a real DJ.
I don't either.
But I'm definitely not a DJ. As far as a disc jockey on the turntables, that is not me.
Right.
But as far as, actually, I guess I'm more of a radio personality.
Yes.
Yeah.
The real Terrence Howard, radio personality, Radio 1 Cincinnati. That's on your business card. Force Ponytail to only talk about the topics that you have brought up. Okay, Brent. Yeah, people get those ballots at home. They fill them out. They let them lay around the table. And then on election day, I didn't send my ballot in. Then they go put it in the mail, and then you got problems, That's what, and then sometimes the post office can mess up on them too. That's been known to happen. So that's why you vote absentee. If you can get down to the Board of Elections and drop it in that box, I'll feel more comfortable about that. Yes, we're gonna need every vote we can get to keep Ramaswamy from becoming governor of the great state of Ohio. If the man bun militant Wells doesn't answer your question, hang up. Just saying, it's all love, Terrence Howard. Just saying, DJ Key is validated by participating in the Lincoln Ware Walking Club. Terrence is MIA.
Yeah, but DJ Key, he's a cool dude, though.
Yeah,
He's always cool. I don't know if he's a real DJ, but
I think he is, because he had some tapes or something. I think he might be. I'll check with him the next time he calls. Man bun Wells. I hate to see men with buns. I just hate that. I hate to see that. Paul Harvey, I'm glad you have such confidence in me. Paul Harvey, you have more confidence in me than Brent Beard does.
Through enrichment, serving and improving. What a way to live, and what a gift it is to give. Find your why and get involved today at ymca.org for a better us.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the host and guests and do not necessarily reflect the views of Urban One Incorporated, Radio One, or any of its subsidiary companies.
You have an opinion. You've got something to say.
And that's the reason why we're here today.
1230 AM The Buzz, your talk station.
.1230 WDBZ, The Buzz of Cincinnati, your talk station. Lincoln Ware with you till 1 o'clock this afternoon. And, of course, from 1 until 4 is none other than Shopton. Keeping it real on a mellow Monday. He has a, what's he called Monday? Free Spirit Monday. I don't know. He has a name for every day. All right, let's go to Ponytail Wells. What's up?
Hey, it's amazing. And I know you use this platform for a partisan political agenda, but the people's business is out there. And I know, how much time do I get? 10 minutes a day?
You get maybe 3 minutes, maybe 4, depending on what you're talking about.
Well, I know that, I have to be the most consequential caller. I get 2 calls a week, and I can't call on Friday. And then when I bring the public business, you get upset. But then this Danny Isaacson guy, I wanted to deal with Kevin Aldridge, but Lincoln, this guy.
What did Donnie Isaacson say that you disagreed with?
Well, for one, let's have a real public conversation. There's 99 people on the House in Ohio, 33 senators. There's 34 Democrats to make up the minority. So we know there's 34 to 65. 65 Republicans, 34 Dems.
Yeah.
You're telling me he's one of 34 that can speak and be the leader? Okay, for one, that's concerning because there's other people.
He was voted in as the minority leader. I mean, he
Mr.
just would
Ware.
say, I'm going to be the minority leader. They voted him in as that.
Mr. Ware.
Yeah.
And this is one with African Americans. Right now, as I'm talking to you, I'm on the website. This guy's not even on the education committee. He's on congressional redistricting for Ohio, and he's on some rules. He comes on.
Does that mean that he can't talk about education? He votes on it, so why can't he talk about it?
Mr. Ware, here's the thing why black people need to stop what they're doing. Catherine Ingram was on the Board of Education when he was in school at Walnut Hills. She's on the Education Committee in the Senate, and she never comes on and talks about education.
Well, she's not, one to be out on the radio and TV. She works behind the scenes. She works behind the scenes.
Mr. Ware, I just pointed out accountability. Danny Isaacson has not been on that Education Committee. The new sister, Ashley Bryant Bailey, is on Children and Human Services, General Government, Technology. She's closer with government. Cecil is on.
Well, look, if they reach out to me and say, hey, I'd like to come in and talk about this, I'd like to come in and talk about that, they're here. It's no problem. So if they don't reach out to me and ask to come in, what am I supposed to do?
Mr. Ware, you're in the media. As far as him being a credible messenger about education, he's way off. Okay.
Look, he had the numbers. He had the facts. He was just repeating what he saw with the data from the education, the Federal Education Association.
Propaganda. Mr. Ware.
Look, if they researched it and they withheld it until after the budget, and then they let it go and they saw the results. What do you mean?
Mr. Ware, hold on 1 second. Look, see, this is the thing. I am a subject matter expert.
Oh, yeah,
that
right.
gentleman's never.
Who told you were an expert other than yourself?
Mr. Ware, let me deal with some other stuff.
I've never heard somebody say, I'm an expert. I'm an expert in this. Let other people say you're an expert.
Mr. Ware, Ken Parker, just so you know, Ken Parker, who's got this position at the city, that is for the community. It's a non-competitive bid contract.
Okay, well, how did you switch from education to Ken Parker working as a contract for the city with a contract of $200? I think it's $199,000 a year
for 2 years.
How did that? Okay, how did you switch from education? Me telling you, Donnie Isaacson had the numbers that he got from the Federal Board of Education, or whatever they call themselves now. They don't even exist anymore. But how did we switch that quick?
Because you said I'm a subject matter expert. Why do you think the city hired him, even though he's overpaid? He is a subject matter expert at being and working the federal sector when it comes to law.
He's got credentials. What do you have?
Wait, hold on 1 second. I'm making a point about a subject matter expert. The city has overpaid him, but he is a subject matter. How
you gonna tell somebody their value, what they're worth? They overpaid him. Let the city decide that.
Mr. Ware, $500 an hour. Whoa. You hear what I just said? $500 an hour.
So you figured it out 8 hours a day, 365 days a year, or you 5 days, whatever, 5 days a week.
See, this is the thing about why I call in. Second thing, why is it that KZ Smith continues in your mind to be a credible messenger talking about people's business? Or last week you had the woman on, Sarah Henry. Do you know that at one point in time she quoted what's on her website about what she wants to do, but you let her talk about everything other than what she told the voters on her website what she wants to do?
What did she tell the voters she wanted to do?
Why don't you know what's on her website?
I'm asking you a question. What did she say that she wanted to do? Now, are you going to answer that or not?
I'm answering this. You didn't hold her on point.
I asked you a question. What did she say on her website that she wanted to do? Can you just answer that question?
She said Lincoln wears a simp.
Oh, God. Thanks for your call. Unbelievable. How much time did I give him? I hope it wasn't the allotted amount of time.
Too much time.
Yes. He just refused to answer questions that I asked. He make these statements, and when I call him on the statements he make, he refuses to answer. Oh, I took my break, didn't I? Yeah, okay. Oh, boy. I tell you, man. Let's go to Miss Nettie. I need to bring my blood pressure down, and only Miss Nettie can do that. How you doing, Miss Nettie?
Greetings to you from beautiful Lincoln Heights.
Yes.
And I just want to say, You are the host with the most, okay?
Yes. That's better than the hostess with the mostest.
Oh, my God, that's our first lady. She's a lady of walk and talk.
Oh, yeah. She fixed me a great breakfast on Saturday. I had a great breakfast, a Friday morning breakfast, and I don't know when. And Saturday, she cooked me one of those breakfasts, I tell you.
Go ahead, baby.
Yes.
Now, and the real Terrence Howard, thank you for being on the ones and twos.
Boring.
I want to say happy anniversary, church anniversary, okay?
To who?
To Archie Johnson and Tommy Johnson, okay?
Okay.
And that's my church, CME.
What church is that? What church is that?
That is oh, Lord. Oh, my God. It's Towns Chapel.
Okay.
CME, okay?
Where is that located?
That's located on Chamberlain.
Oh, right there in Lincoln Heights. So you can walk. You can walk there.
And yes, I can walk there.
Okay.
But we rode there. Okay.
Oh boy, you riding now? You riding high?
Oh, don't start no mess.
That's the name of a song.
But I want to say something strange is happening, baby.
What's happening?
I don't know what's going on, but I can tell you, Lindsey Graham.
Yes.
That's kind of suspicious. And I'm going to tell you, and there was a man over there, Mr. Johnson, who passed away.
Yes.
Oh, my God, working at the Obama Center.
Oh, boy.
So I don't know what's going on, but something strange is
people are dying. People are dying every day, Miss Nettie.
Yeah.
They're dying every day, especially in their 70s. Seems like everybody who dies, they're in their 70s. That scares the hell out of me.
Well, baby, don't worry about it, okay? I think you're going to be around a long time.
I hope so. I don't want to leave the First Lady and walk and talk here by herself.
No. Oh, you would give her tears in her eyes. Oh, my God. Everybody out there, I love y'all, and I don't care. Something strange is going on, baby.
Oh, boy.
Now,
all right.
Have a blessed and beautiful day, okay?
All right, Miss Nettie.
All right, bye-bye.
There's something awfully screwy going on around here.
That's what she said. I don't know what it is.
She's the second person that said it.
Yes. All right, Ray.
What's up, Lincoln B?
How you doing?
Yeah, before I get to Donnie Isaacson, when it comes to Lindsey Graham, you don't expect black folks to have sympathy. I mean, you feel sorry for him, for his family.
Yeah.
But you don't.
But there's no.
It's just different.
Black folks not going to miss Lindsey Graham.
No. And they only had a few on the airwaves today, but they had the blackest buckwheat, Gums, I call him.
Oh,
he all out in front.
From North Carolina, from
South Carolina.
South Carolina, yeah. What's his name? Tim Scott. Yes, Tim Scott.
Yeah, that buckwheat. But if they're going to tell the story, tell the whole story. He voted with a crook every single time. He was okay getting rid of DEI and voting rights, Lincoln.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't raise daycare in action. People who look like me or you, he wasn't for us.
Yeah.
So why would we have a lot of sympathy for Lindsey Graham? He flip-flopped.
Yes.
Remember on January 6th, he said, I'm done with Trump.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done.
I remember.
But I always thought Trump had something on him because he bent his knees so many times, and I thought him and Joe Biden, they were good friends.
Yeah.
And then, so Lincoln, black folks, we're not going to be all rah-rah.
No, we're not going to shed any tears over Lindsey Graham. I hear you.
Now, when it comes to Isaacson, I came on to, I tuned in too late, but I wanted to ask him, why not Tim Ryan going against Ramaswamy? And if not Tim Ryan and Sherrod Brown, the reason I was going to ask him this, the reason why they lost, they didn't want help from the Biden administration.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't want any funds from the Biden administration. Whose call was that? Was that the Democrat? Was that Isaacson's call, or was that Tim Ryan and Sherrod Brown's call?
I'm not sure. whose call it was. I'm not sure. I think they just didn't think he was popular he was so unpopular that it would have brought him down by,
He was the president.
Yeah.
You can't get any popular than being the president.
Well, but yeah, you can be. Look how popular Trump is. He's not very popular if you look at the polls.
Yeah, but he's of a different mentality, and the people that support Trump is of a different mentality. They didn't even want money from the Biden administration.
Yeah.
You know, when you turn down funds.
Well, maybe they're looking back now and say, I made a mistake. He
goofed up. He goofed up. But I wanted to ask you, was Tim Ryan out of politics altogether?
I haven't heard anything from him. I guess he is. I haven't heard anything.
Yeah.
So,
hey, Lincoln,
yes.
that Indiana Fever team, they put a whooping on the Las Vegas Aces last. Did you see that?
I didn't see that. How many points did Kelsey Mitchell get?
She had like 20-something points.
Okay.
They beat them by like 30.
I didn't see it. I've been watching the Fever a lot here lately.
Yeah, they're good. They're good. So I think she's more valuable than Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is just more popular than Kelsey Mitchell is.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say that?
I think so. You're right.
Yeah.
All
right, Lincoln.
All right. Thanks for your call, Ray. We've got news coming up right here on 1230 The Buzz.
1230 AM, WDBZ, Cincinnati, an Urban One station. Listen online on thebuzzcincy.com. We are 1230 The Buzz, the home of the Lincoln Ware Show.
In the latest news, East Price Hill was the scene of a shooting on Sunday night. Police say a man was shot at a location on Woodlawn Avenue at around 10 p.m. The victim's injuries are described as non-life-threatening. In Switzerland County, Indiana, officers found a man who had been shot to death on Saturday night. The victim was found at a home on Bryant's Creek Road, and no arrests have been made. An 18-year-old man is dead after a Saturday night shooting in Westwood. Police say the incident happened in the parking lot of a Glenway Avenue Chipotle. The victim, Shadid Coggins, was found at the scene and later died at UC Medical Center. And Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell released a statement Sunday following rumors of serious health issues surrounding the 84-year-old. The senator says he went to the hospital for a fall last month and was then diagnosed with pneumonia. It went on to say he didn't break any bones or suffer a concussion and that there was no evidence of a heart attack or stroke. He added in the statement that, on advice from doctors, he won't be able to return to the Senate floor to vote just yet, but is not taking a break from Senate business and is working closely with his legislative staff on current issues. That's your news. I'm Adam Zellick on 1230 The Buzz.
If you need to talk about it, we're here. 1230 AM WDBZ, your talk station.
1230 WDBZ, the Buzz of Cincinnati, your talk station. Lincoln Ware with you till 1 o'clock this afternoon. In the studio with me, none other than Tanel and Chanel Bryant, the owners of the meat market grocery store in Avondale that's no longer open. And 1 year ago, we were right here excited about opening up and everything, and man, how things can change in a year. Welcome to the show. I'm glad you made it in here so we can get the whole story. Everybody, you go on the social media, everybody's got this. They took the money, they spent the money, and okay, let's just start with, when did you decide you were going to have to close?
For one, thanks for having us.
And thanks for joining. Yes.
Go ahead. I'll let you start, Chanel.
We decided probably about 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago?
We kind of were...
that incident?
Actually, the beginning of June, we had an incident, June the 1st. And that incident kind of just... just kind of made it move forward and made it go.
And what was the incident? Tell us about the incident.
The incident, we had some people run into the store with some guns and jump over the deli counter. They just kind of ran through, took some wine bottles off, chased an employee to the back, did things like that. It scared the employees, scared management.
Just an armed robbery, pretty much.
I don't know what they were doing. I wasn't there. But I got the call from management saying this is what just happened.
And we saw it. You got it on video, and you showed it. And it was crazy. It was something like out of a Law and Order or something. You know what I mean? Gee. And so you said that's the final straw. But before then, you were seeing signs of you're not going to be able to sustain this and go on. The city, promised you grants, and other people promised you grants if you open up the store, and you were kind of counting on those grants to really give you a boost. What happened with that?
Well, when the whole grocery store started, they came to us 2 times. We walked away both times. We never woke up one day and said, hey, we want to open up a grocery store.
Right.
We were already had 2 other businesses, and, we thought about it. But the first time they came to us, we decided not to do it because it just wasn't lucrative for us.
Yeah.
And then they came back a second time, and it still just wasn't going to work for us. And then the third time they came back, and when they came back the third time, that's when they said, hey, we're going to do this. We'll have grants for you guys. We'll have stuff for working capital. So that's why we decided to do it.
Okay.
We designed the store. We did everything. We basically designed the whole store. It was all our, the grocery store was something that they wanted in Avondale, but it was our design, our, just everything, our input. From the flow of the grocery store to everything.
Yeah.
And then once we finally did open, then all those things that were promised just never
happened.
So we never received any money from the city. We never received any grants from any banks, from anything. We've never received 1 cent, period. I think the narrative out there is that we've received all this money and we have paid for this grocery store on our own. And we've got $10,000, which everybody saw that we did get $10,000 from Fifth Third when they had their groundbreaking for that location
for their branch.
Correct.
Okay.
And once we received that, at that point, we just actually did gift cards, and we just turned that back around and gave that back out to the community so they can just come back in and spend it to get them in there. But that was it. So the city was supposed to give us some money. That fell through. That didn't happen.
How much were they supposed to give you?
$250,000.
That would have really helped.
That would have helped, definitely.
And why didn't that materialize?
Just, I don't know. Actually, when we just talked to Jan, some of that just came through. I think she said, like, what did she say, last week or last month or something
A year later, pretty much.
A year later.
Jeez.
So, when we didn't get that, we're pulling monies from our other companies to fund the grocery store. Let my managers, there's theft probably every other day. And it goes from little things from a pop to meat from the meat department.
Unbelievable.
But it's still every other day, and all that stuff adds up.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we just funded it on our own. We never got anything, and that is just hard. The grocery
especially
industry
a mom and pop grocery store is harder than what Kroger does.
Big difference.
So yeah.
This was something that once we got into it, we wanted to do it. We put all of our effort, blood, sweat, and tears in, and made it, that it didn't look like a corner store, and it wasn't a big grocery store. It was something that they were gonna love. So we really wanted it to be successful. I mean, I don't go into business to not be successful.
Right.
I mean, I don't know who goes into business to not be successful. I wanted this store to be open for 10, 15 years, but I don't know if the area's not ready. But we tried. They
tried. Grocery stores have tried in Avondale, and it just never seems to. And you were delayed opening. You had already signed up to get your EBT machine and to take those cards, and it was so long opening till that expired because you weren't using it, and then you had to reapply after you opened to get that going again. That sort of messed things up.
Messed things up. We didn't have EBT probably for about 20 to 30 days, but we had it right after, after the 20, 30 days.
Yeah.
We have it to this day. We still have it.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of how it laid out. But I think, when the money, whatever money that they gave, this $1 million, $3 million, all this stuff that people think that we received, that went to
TCB.
the developer, TCB, to do the building.
Right.
That didn't go to us.
Yeah.
So Nothing came to us at all. And so when people walk in and say, you know, I know for a fact they received it, I know for a fact this, I don't know what fact that they know.
Yeah, right.
I don't know that.
It's not on your books that you received
So,
it. Unbelievable.
All built out.
And this TCB, the people that own the building over there, I think the city needs to look into that situation because I don't think anybody is going to be able to survive over there under their management.
I don't know. I mean, we are kind of the banks there. The bank's not going anywhere. Urban League's not going anywhere. So we're kind of the last of the retail last. So I don't know what they're going to do if they want to try to get somebody else in there. If they do, you know, more power to them.
Yeah.
But even before, you know, the whole city thing, because the city was on the back end before we even got the original grants was supposed to come from Fifth Third.
Okay.
And those, because what happened was, what they told us was there was $17 million in development going to Avondale.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, well, you know, once you open, you know, we'll make sure that, you know, you are good and they'll take care of you as far as with the working capital and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that never happened. You know, the Fifth Third
because
stuff
we
never
often
happened.
brought it up on this show. Where that 25, I think it was 20 million or 25 million that Fifth Third gave to Avondale, and we had a hard time finding out
where did it go?
Where's the money? You know,
where did it go? Because we definitely didn't get it. And then there was other organizations that, you know, said, hey, you know, just open up. You know, we'll subsidize you. You know, we'll help you out. We'll make sure that you get, you know, first right refusal on food service. You know, all these opportunities that they were saying that were available. Mm-hmm. And then once we pushed to make it happen, they all disappeared. They vanished like Casper.
Yeah.
You know.
So, did we say that, or they just nobody knew anything?
Nobody knew anything.
I mean,
nobody knew
let's
where
not
it
leave
was.
anybody out. Even Children's Hospital promised you money and you didn't get.
Correct.
Who else was it? The Urban League? Did they promise something?
No.
Who promised something? That
it was. Well, go ahead.
It was more TCB in the beginning, just saying that there was grants out there. Children's did they did a lot of build out with TCB, and then they said once they had access to grants once we opened, but we needed to be open for us to receive those grants. So we just never got those either. So the big major thing was that initial grant that we were supposed to get that we never got. And I know a lot of people say you can't go into this saying, you know, if you're opening a business, it's not all about trying to get the free money, the grants. But what people don't understand is, again, I didn't wake up and say, I want to open a grocery store today. And they came to me 3 times, and then we decided to do it. And the reason why we decided to do it was because that's what they said they were going to give us.
Right.
So I know.
Other than that, you never would have opened.
No, I never would have opened a grocery store.
Yeah, too risky. In Avondale, I don't know if a grocery store could make it in Avondale. I know just a standalone, mom and pop grocery store. I don't think it can make it.
Not without subsidies. It's not, because at the end of the day, the food minimums that you had to have, you know, for you know, to supply a store like that, they're most oftentimes the trucks, those food purveyors, you have to have a minimum of $35,000 to $45,000 a week in ordering. The store's not that big to order that much, so then they're not even gonna come to do that. So you have to have the foot traffic. It's just a lot of things that, and then being on the backside that you don't realize play a major.
It's not even there. You forget it's there.
You forget it's there, and then also you got to understand the people were in the area, the neighborhood were conditioned to receiving. You know, everything was a giveaway, because if you think about it, you know, the Free Store Food Bank would pull up in the parking lot giving away free vegetables. Now, how are you giving away free food in the grocery store parking lot? Like, come on, how are you going to?
Were they doing that?
Yeah, they did
several
that.
times.
They did that. Last mile food or something like that. We even had one of the organizations call us and ask us what did we do with the food that was expiring or whatever, so they can turn around and give it away in the neighborhood. So, you know, it was a lot. It was a learning lesson. Again, we definitely wanted it to be very successful. We didn't go into it not wanting it to be successful.
But it almost sounds like Liz Rogers. They came to her in Dayton. I mean, in Hamilton. She was in Hamilton and convinced her to go down to the banks, and we know how that turned out.
Right.
Unbelievable.
Right.
But I'm still scratching my head. They came up to your parking lot giving out free vegetables.
Multiple times. Free vegetables, free
meat,
free meat. They would come to the parking lot and park right over there.
See, I wish you had told me about this. We would have blasted them. We would have blasted them big time. It was a free store food bank doing this.
It was, I know, the Last Mile. I think Children's
did it.
Okay. They were a sponsor to one of them.
Yeah. That's just total disrespect right there.
Like, come on, the people. If you're giving it away, then they're not going to come in and buy it. It's just not realistic. But yeah, we have a lot of stories like that occurred. Right in the grocery parking lot.
Oh man, I tell you, I wish you had let somebody known that. We could have put a stop to that real easy. But man, I tell you, I mean, it's not that you didn't try. You guys tried and you lost a lot of money trying in the process.
Correct.
That's real.
Correct.
You care to give us a ballpark figure?
Over $500,000.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Over 500.
Yeah.
Over $500,000 that we lost of just came from our money.
Right, because you got a couple other businesses that you try to operate, and it was draining from them. I guess.
And then when we got into the project, we were already in, and then by the time you're already in, it's like, okay, well, do you just want to leave it or you want to just continue? So you got to continue because you're 3/4 of the way.
Right.
So then once we realized that, the fifth third stuff wasn't coming and, the other grants weren't coming, we just had to move forward because then there came the narrative where they're never going to open. Why are they not opening? But people are not realizing it that we funded the whole project.
Yeah, right. And I was one of the people, when are they going to open? When are they going to open? What's taking so long? And geez, man, I tell you, it's just a sad thing. But I just don't see. I see Avondale being a grocery, being a desert, food desert. I mean, it's just. I don't know if any grocery store is going to be able to make it there.
Well, it would have to be a large. You would have to have
or they would have to have distribution connections.
Exactly.
And because then also the customers in the area are looking for a more discounted price point as well. I mean, we were very competitive to the Kroger, but we're not Kroger and Meyer.
Right.
So we can't run
compete
the sales that they run. And things like that. But we tried as close as can be, but we're not going to be able to do that. So we're not as much as a convenience store, but we're not as low as the Walmart and the Kroger. So.
And then the theft from the store is not helping either. I mean, that had to be traumatizing to see all the thievery going on.
It was. I mean, in one particular instance, and it was brilliant, but it's crazy how it occurred. So because you wouldn't think to do this. So there was a gentleman. He worked in the meat counter, and what he would do was he would load the meat up in the trash can, in the trash bag, and roll it out as if he was taking out the trash. He would leave the trash by the dumpster. Somebody would roll up, pick it up from the dumpster, and go out and then sell the meat.
And that's internal theft.
That was
internal theft.
That was internal.
That's internal theft. Okay. We had internal theft and external theft.
And it was hard to get people who knew the grocery business to even work there because of the violence and stuff you were saying.
Well, you would get people that would come in, and then after so long, like after the last incident, 3 of the managers quit, at the managerial level because they just were scared. So they just said, I fear for my life. I don't know what's going to happen. Especially it was really, bad when sometimes when they would call the police would not respond, immediately. So then they didn't have trust that even if something did go down, that they would get there, in a
timely manner.
And the day you had the armed robbery where they came in with guns and everything, 911 call was made, but the police never showed.
No.
Never showed.
According to my staff, the police never came.
Jeez.
And then the time where we had to fire the guy.
They never came.
They never came.
They came afterwards. They came.
They came after.
They came afterwards.
Okay, got it. But did they tell you that they weren't coming or they couldn't come?
They didn't want to make 2 trips if he wasn't
here. Jeez. Oh boy, unbelievable. Boy, oh boy. But hey, you gave it your best shot. I have to admit, you gave it your best shot. And boy, I don't know. Sandra Jones.
Hi.
How you doing?
I am wonderful. You too. And I just want to first say thank you for giving it an opportunity to come to Avondale and to do what you've done to make sure that we understand how important the store was. And we talked about the store. We've been praying on the store. I pray that you recoup some of your monies back. But everything you're saying, it is really not surprising to me. And one of the things I've said, and I've been saying this for a long time, come and help me make sure that we hold folks accountable through this community council, through the businesses, the institutions. You can't say, I'm coming to help you, and don't help, right? And so we have to be able to say to the residents, you got to be responsible as well. You're the most valuable player in this whole community. And if you don't value the things that's here, what do you expect? And I tell you, I walk these streets, I talk to folks, and it's a job. It's a hard job when you don't think you can do better, right? And so having opportunities like the grocery store and things that we need in our community is valuable. So who do you hold responsible? I say hold the council, our development corporation. There's things that we got to make sure we're always on top of. I know about your story. Unfortunately, Bill Whitten is not here no longer. He passed away, as you all know. If the community don't know, this man was the go-to man for me here in Avondale. He knew every inch of this community. He worked with all the institutions, and he grew this community to the point to where we can't go back. And that's the piece that I want to convey to not only the folks that listen to your show, but love this community. We have to be able to save Avondale. Yeah. No one's coming to save us. So we have a big meeting going on tonight from 5 to 7 at the Avondale Business Center, which Bill Whitten helped get that building. Avondale is one of the only 2 community councils that even own its own property, and you cannot take that lightly. You have an anchor in this community that you've got to utilize, but you have to help people to see you got to help yourself. Yes. Let me talk about this last mile. I'm still on them. They're in Avondale 5 days a week giving out free food, right? Use food. They got a lucrative grant. They got money coming out the ears. And I'm not so much mad at them, but why keep enabling people? When they were at the business center, we said we would like to register folks to vote. That became too much of a hassle. Then we said we'd like to take the zip code of the folks that you're having to come here, because if they're not from Avondale and they're coming from all over the city, then you could be anywhere, right? So give us the data. Have problems getting that. So I agree with you. They should not be allowed to set up food where you're selling food. And TCB knew that they were coming. And things like that. But as residents and community members, you got to fight for what you want. And so I thank you guys. I'm so sorry that things didn't work out, but it's a learning curve for us as well, because I know that that is some valuable land, because the brother across the street make millions at that little town market where Walgreens sat. He makes a lot of money, and he's been waiting on this opportunity because, Lincoln, the corner stores in Avondale make millions, okay? They make a whole bunch of money. The guy that sold off on Burnett Avenue walked away with $10 million. So there's monies in Avondale. All I'm saying, help me organize it to the point to where our people can benefit as well. And you always welcome us.
Money, I guess, is money for everybody except black people in Avondale. That's what it seems like.
But you're right. But that everything is anti-black right about now. But we got enough money amongst ourselves to make things better. We can't keep waiting on folks. So, hey, thank you for the opportunity. I look forward to just staying connected with you guys. And thank you, Lincoln. The walk was awesome. I thank God for Corinthian Baptist Church and Janice and that team for putting that Live Well presentation together and that workshop on Friday, because I'm telling you, without your health, you have nothing. So you sold healthy products, and we got to continue to focus on our good health. But we got a war, you guys, and it's called economics, and we got to get our act together.
All right, Sandra, thanks for your call. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll come back with more. I mean, like I say, they did their best to try to get it rolling, but over $500,000 in the hole afterward, oh boy, I can't blame them for putting the padlocks on the door. I can't blame them at all. Let's take a break. We'll come back 12:30, The Buzz.
Looking for a podcast that delves into the intricacies of love and relationships? Look no further than Dear Future Wifey. Whether you're single or in a relationship, this podcast is the perfect place to engage in thoughtful discussions about relationships. Join us on a journey of exploration and recovery as we explore the world of love and discover the secrets to successful relationships. Tune in every week for new episodes on the Urban One Podcast Network. Go to urbanonepodcast.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
Every Monday night, it's True Crime on TV One.
This is when the nightmare really starts.
I'm tired of you. I am done.
With an all-new Fatal Attraction at 9.
He had been stabbed more than 40 times.
And then at 10.
She's attracted to bad boys.
Me and my man are in this together.
All new For My Man.
Women do crazy things for men all the time.
Don't miss premieres of Fatal Attraction and For My Man. All new tonight starting at 9 on TV One. Set your DVR.
We are here for you, Hamilton County. The 513 Relief Bus is officially on the road in 2026 to provide no-cost resources to you. Free health screenings, assistance with birth certificates, home and rent issues, child support and care, youth and adult employment, and much more. Sign up today to receive updates and alerts. Visit 513relief.org to stay in the know. That's the number 513relief.org. Get the free assistance you need with the 513 Relief Bus. Visit 513relief.org.
Cincinnati, you not hitting the Music Fest this year? Good. Because Friday, July 24th, the real party is going down at the 2026 Slick James Funky Karaoke Fest, live at the Crystal Room Banquet Hall in Mount Healthy, hosted by the one and only Slick James. For just $45, you get to enjoy live karaoke, live music from the Slick James Sin City Band, soul food served while it lasts, so come hungry, a cash bar, and pre-selected contestants battling it out for the $1,000 winner-takes-all cash prize. And guess what? You help pick the winner. Don't want to sing? No problem. DJ Al Catone kicks the party off with karaoke from 6 to 8 p.m. Spinning all your favorite old school hits. So break out your best 60s, 70s, and 80s threads, or rock your modern day drip. Either way, come ready to get funked up. This is for the grown folks only. Tickets available now at Everybody's Records or call Miss Dimples at 513-312-6653. The Slick James Funky Karaoke Fest 2026, where karaoke meets concert and everybody gets funked up.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog. Well, they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are front paws hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Wake up every weekday morning with Get Up Mornings with me, Erica Campbell, from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on 1230 The Buzz.
1230 WDBZ, The Buzz of Cincinnati, your talk station. Tanel and Chanel Bryant, the owner of the Avondale Meat Market, the grocery store at the Avondale Town Center, which is now closed. And it's been tough all the way, even from opening up until the time that they had to say adios, gotta go. Now, one of the complaints, people were saying, well, they never have anything on the shelves. The shelves are always bare. And you had issues with that also. Tell us about that.
So we originally had a vendor that we used, and nobody comes locally when you do in the grocery industry. Mm-hmm. Everybody is usually from Michigan. Tennessee. There's no local grocer vendors. Yeah. The one local grocery vendor that was in Kentucky, they ended up closing actually right before we opened. But the company that we did use, they ended up closing their Fort Wayne, Indiana hub, which was our hub. Mm-hmm. And once that happened, that's when it kind of went downhill from there. Because trying to find another vendor, as Tanel said earlier, you either had to have $40,000 weekly minimums, or they only had one truck coming that was already full. Mm-hmm. So we struggled with that. I'm not going to say we didn't. We did get some contacts where actually Kroger did try to, help us, and we got some other little contacts, and they helped us a little bit. But it was not the big. It was just like little, almost like specialty things.
Okay.
that. But that was where that struggle. Again, we did not want to not have stuff on the shelves. We did not.
Of course not.
I want to have stuff on the shelves
definitely.
so I can sell the stuff and everybody can get what they're supposed to be get what they're supposed to want, and everybody be happy, both sides.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like it was just some bootleg ran, grocery store. It really was it was challenge after challenge after challenge that people really did not understand what was going on because we didn't talk about it. We just tried to get through it and figure it out to try to make it, and it just was it. That was it after a while. So, but it was a challenge from the very beginning. And like I said, before we even opened, when people asked what was taking so long, we could have walked away, but you feel like you have put so much, you designed this whole store, people were anxious about it. And I didn't want to walk away. I'm be honest. I did not want to walk away.
Yeah, I know you didn't. You want to be successful.
I had already designed this store, and then I was excited about it. So, and then have someone else walk in there and be like, hey, I opened this grocery store, and I designed the whole store for you.
Right.
So, I mean, that's kind of just how it went.
And you did get a grant for the heating and all that system you put in?
Well, it was a grant that came from a big local person. But what we come to find out, which brought some of the equipment that was in there, come to find out, it was a learning, something that we learned through it, a learning experience, that in our lease, there was it's basically like a security deposit or security interest that anything that grant paid for stays in the store.
It was not yours.
It was
not yours. So you can't even get any money from that.
I can't even.
So, but the way it's portrayed was say, hey, like this grant is going to be able to cover X, Y, Z, and it's just a good faith. Here
they want to help you guys out.
And it never went to us. It still went to TCB.
And it still went to TCB because TCB is a nonprofit, so this company was able to, just basically write it off,
right
with
that
amount. Man. So, all that went to them, so everything stays there. So we literally just walk away
with nothing, with nothing,
with
nothing, but a year of hard work.
We walk away, I guess, with our lease, not owing the rest of the lease out.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
That's about it, man.
But you know what? We're very grateful for the people that supported us, that was behind us. Even when we put our post up, all the positive words that we got, we appreciate that. Yeah. Because we do have people that was rooting for us, so we really do appreciate that. But it just didn't work out, and it is what it is.
I tell you. So after all your experience and everything you've gone through, what would you tell somebody else that's getting ready to attempt to do what you attempted to do? What would you tell them as a warning? Somebody might come along and say, I want to open up a grocery. I think I can make it. What would you tell them? What advice would you give them?
I'll let you go first and I go second.
The first thing I'm going to tell you is whatever they tell you, get it in writing.
Everything.
Don't trust anybody.
Yeah.
And when I say trust, I just mean that you develop a relationship with people and you think, oh, they said they're going to do this, they're going to do this.
They don't.
It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
So just make sure you get things in writing down to, I'm going to give you $10 for a parking space. Let's make sure that $10 for that parking space is written down.
Yeah.
So you know that. That's my biggest thing.
Yeah. The people promised you stuff and you took their word for it and they never came through.
Correct.
And even if it just was not out there anymore, whatever, or tell me how it was supposed to happen. If I was supposed to apply for something or do something, let me know that in the beginning, or whatever it may be, or it has to, if it's only so much, or you got to do this, let me know all of that stuff in the beginning. So like I said, my major thing is just getting everything in writing. That's really it. I mean, otherwise it was just regular business. I mean, we learned a lot of little stuff, but just regular. That's my major thing. Don't trust.
All right, one final caller. Lucy, you have a question?
Yes, sir, Mr. Ware. Well, basically, it was a concern. I just got into the tail end of the conversation, and I heard the story in Avondale. My thing is that we were happy when they came into the community. But, you know, when we kind of found out when they opened, it's like their prices were as high as the foreigners in our neighborhoods and stuff. And I believe that that's why, you know, they probably didn't last so long, because the people in Avondale wasn't satisfied with the prices, where they still had to go outside of their community to shop for hopefully better prices.
All right, and you missed some of. We talked about that. They couldn't come up with the prices that you would get at Kroger or Meyer and places like that. They just a mom and pop or operation like that just can't compete with those lower prices from the big giants like Kroger and Meyer. Yeah, and that's, you know, sometimes that's, you know, if you can't get out of the neighborhood and to go to those places, that's why they're there, but you might have to pay a little more.
Yeah,
you know?
I could understand, but I was just coming from a place like we supposed to be, you know, helping one another, not robbing one another. And that's the way I felt about that at that time, because I was really excited, you know, that they were opening. But
everybody was excited, but like I say, it's tough competing. It's tough competing in the grocery world today. I hear Kroger only makes like a 1% profit on everything they sell. It's like a 1% profit. So
it's all about volume.
It's about volume. Hey, thanks for your call.
Yeah. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
All right. Well, hey, we want to thank you for doing what you did for Avondale. And, hey, nobody can blame you for closing. You had to do what you had to do for yourself. Right. And I just hope in some way some of those grants that were promised you, they can still go to you and recoup some of your losses, because you suffered some big losses there.
Big losses.
But you continue down at the Findlay Market. Yes. You got the meat market down there. I've been a big fan of yours during the pandemic. I was always down there.
Getting those burgers.
Getting that meat, getting those burgers and all kind of stuff. And it's a great place, folks. If you're ever down to Findlay Market, stop by the Country Meat Market down there at Findlay Market. But, hey, and you continue, you have a catering business that you operate. You showed me the facilities down there, and, man, you got an operation going on down there. So,
appreciate it.
Hey, thank you both for joining me this afternoon, to hearing your side of the story. Now people don't have to guess to what happened and why it happened. They heard it from you.
Or guess that where the money go.
Right. Right.
Now you know. Right. We didn't get the money.
They didn't get the money.
We didn't get it.
All right. Thank you both for joining me. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having us, and thank you, everybody, for supporting us.
All right. Let's take a break. 12:30, The Buzz.
1230 The Buzz wants you to buy Black 513. Black Americans have over $1 trillion in spending power. We encourage you to buy black, not just one day, but every day, 365, 24/7. Go to thebuzzcincy.com and check out our Buy Black 513 page, where you can view a directory of black businesses right here in the 513. All black business owners, we're looking for you. Get featured right now. Go to thebuzzcincy.com and click on the Buy Black 513 banner to find out how you can be featured and expand your reach over the air and the internet. Let's buy Black 513. 1230 The Buzz.
New Game Plus with Oxy makes your laundry smell incredible and fights stubborn smells, like the ones your dog Biscuit brought into your freshly made bed last night. But you washed that all away with Game, and now you're drifting asleep to the scent and sound of waves. Ah, no, that's the dog licking your ear.
Biscuit.
It just might be our greatest scent ever, now with odor-fighting power. New Game Plus with Oxy.
Sniff the difference.
Cincinnati Black Music Walk of Fame.
Cincinnati, get ready. It's going down Saturday, July 25th at noon. Get ready for the 6th annual Cincinnati Black Music Walk of Fame. Commissioner Alicia Reese, it's time to let them know.
It's Hamilton County Commissioner Alicia Reese and founder of the Cincinnati Black Music Walk of Fame, inviting you to the free induction ceremony July 25th at noon, honoring the 2026 inductees Heatwave, WCIN, and the Legacy Award.
All right. I tell you what, they something else. Lost over $500,000 messing with Avondale.
And some folks, the folks there, we got to look at ourselves in the mirror and say, what in the world's going on?
Yeah. And thievery was some of it.
Yeah.
Inside theft and outside. You know,
running into the store with
guns. I know it. Guns like the Wild Wild West.
Jeez. At some point, we got to look in the mirror and say, what in the world is going on? We got to.
Now Avondale residents will have to figure out how to get fresh produce, bread, and milk. Well, they were. I can't believe they were setting up, giving away free vegetables in the lot right in front of the store. What kind of? I would have ran them out of there. They were too nice. That is crazy. That is absolutely insane. Oh, thank you, Twins. Says Lincoln, we're a great interview. No blocking today. Proud of you, Unc. Oh, God. Oh, my God. I never block, Twin. The CEO of Kroger gets a great bonus. Yes, he does. What makes you think they didn't try to run him out? Well, I don't know. He didn't. I think he would have said. It was disrespectful to do that. If they were promised those grants and then they lost money, they should be able to still get those grants and, you know, show that they spent the money before they got the money. You know what I mean? So that should be something they can do. At least recoup some of their money. Yeah.
If I were to start a store in Avondale, I would probably not have shoppers go inside. I have people inside doing the shopping and just bring it up to the front.
Like Kroger, yeah.
And just bring it up to the front, and everybody, you know.
But, yeah.
They'll be mad, but it is what it is.
You couldn't do that in Avondale. You could do it anywhere else, but, you know, in the suburbs, Kroger,
well, then they won't have a store.
Does it.
They won't have a store.
You can get people to shop for you in the suburbs out of Kroger. Yeah, but, okay. 1230 WDBZ, the buzz of Cincinnati, your talk station. Lincoln Ware with you. We got the real Terrence Howard on the ones and twos.
Wow.
What?
You said my name.
Yeah, I always say your name, Terrence Howard.
I feel like I'm a part of the show now.
And then like you have never felt that way. He's even laughing at himself. You need to give yourself a rim shot for that joke. Okay. All right, geez, unbelievable. All right. Local radio legend runs free food giveaway out of parking lot. Oh, boy. Headline, geez. I would never do that. I can believe they did that. I cannot believe that they actually gave away produce, free produce out in the parking lot. Unbelievable. And yeah, produce, you can't, like you said, it has a short shelf life. You know what I mean? You got to be able to sell it right away. And then you got somebody out there giving it away. Oh, boy. I tell you. All right, let's go to Donnie. Donnie?
Hey, what's up, Lincoln?
How you doing?
Yeah, Lincoln, them people could have went to the churches and gave that food away.
Yeah.
Instead of being on that park.
I know it. That's crazy. That is absolutely insane.
Lincoln, I'm a little disturbed with the public school because I heard Mingo say they're now charging. I mean, they refuse to allow them to sell food or charge to get in the game.
Yeah, isn't that something?
Lincoln, public schools ought to be shameless. When they built those facilities, they said we would be able to use them. They charge us $45 an hour to use those stadiums. You have to pay almost $50 for two-man police detail.
Mm-hmm.
How are these youth programs going to make money?
Yeah.
Keep their program surviving. And then we'll have.
Well, I don't know if the school. I mean, they can't afford to pay for the cops.
No, Lincoln. Did you hear what I said? They're telling Mingo and them they can't charge to get in the game. They can't serve food at the games to make. That's part of your money that you have to pay the school.
I know. Well, I mean, who is that? Some kind of law, or is that just a
I
CPS
never heard
rule?
of it. The first I heard of it was this morning, and it's sad because
I'll have to ask Shauna Murphy about that the next time she's in.
because paying. I mean, you charging $45 an hour. Lincoln, those programs, we come in there at 7 in the morning, may not get outside the stadium till 9 or 10 at night.
Mm-hmm.
But you're paying for the hours that you're there. $45 an hour.
Wow.
You know, and then you got to pay for the police detail, which could be $50 an hour.
I mean, every little youth league like that, they always have some kind of concessions that they make.
Yeah, they do.
You know?
And I don't understand how the
And it's not like it's
know,
interfering with any the school is selling anything that's competing. So that's crazy.
The school is making money. The school is making money, and the programs are not.
That's crazy.
That's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. And the thing is, Lincoln, these are kids that go to their schools.
Yeah,
it's not kids coming from outside the community, but they always ask for our tax dollars to support them.
Yeah.
This is why I don't have a problem saying I'm against all these school levies. You know, because they ain't educating the children. But then when they built them facilities, they said,
they said it's open to the community. They did. They did say that. I remember that.
You know, but now they're saying, oh, you can't sell food, you can't charge to get in. Lincoln, these youth programs will not survive if that's the case.
I'm going to have
will not survive.
Like I say, when Shauna Murphy is back in here, that's going to be my number one question for Shauna Murphy.
Well, my thing is the youth programs today need to go to these CPS meetings.
Yeah,
and
they do.
Ask questions about
and bring
that.
it out in the public.
Right, because it's just ridiculous. You know, I mean, you got guys volunteering their time working with them children and everything. You know, I mean, from 7 in the morning to almost 9 or 10 at night, because you're cleaning up the facility.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like they giving you a custodian or someone to clean up.
Yeah.
You got to clean that stadium, and you got to make sure it's cleaned up, or they won't let you use it.
Right.
But, you know, to stop them from making money to keep their programs going is the most ridiculous thing I ever heard.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
And another thing, Lincoln.
Yes.
Why did you let Rebel Rouser, after he told you he was a whatever.
Expert.
And then he's expert. And you asked him who said he was an expert. You need to hang up. Don't let him go to the next stuff. Just hang up on him. You know, Rebel Rouser never answer questions.
Yeah, never. He never.
You know, but he wants you to think he's the most intelligent guy in the world.
Right, and he's an idiot as far as I'm concerned. All right,
crazy.
Donnie, I got to run.
Take care, bro.
Thanks for your call. We need to take a break, and then we'll come back. We got Stefan, Too Sweet, and JB. What a combination there. Let's take a break. We'll come back 12:30, The Buzz.
Every weekday, 12:30 The Buzz has you covered. Let's go! With new entertainment.
Somebody said blame the AD of CPS. I don't know whether the AD, he'd have to have that approved if he stopped them from serving any, from selling anything. I don't know. Maybe it's some kind of liability or law that I'm not sure. I'm not sure. David Herring says go to JB first. Oh, boy. In order to save Avondale, you have to kick some people out. Okay. Yeah, they could have gone to a church or gone over to, I don't know where. There's 1,000 churches in Avondale that they could have given that stuff away. 1,000 churches in Avondale. Small grocery stores cannot offer deals like Kroger. They are not that big. And that's what we were trying to tell Lucy. Lucy wants those Kroger discounts. It seemed like, though, Kroger could have partnered with them in a way. Maybe let them get a little percentage of their produce and meats or something, maybe. I don't know. It just seemed like it would have been like a write-off or something for Kroger to help them out or something.
Do you think Kroger would help a competitor?
But they're really not competitors when it comes to Kroger. You know what I mean? They can't compete with Kroger, So I don't think it was going to hurt Kroger to partner with them in some way. Kroger still could have got a few pennies out of it. They could have got a little money out of it. But I don't know. But they do have a great meat market down at Findlay Market. During the pandemic, and I would load up with meat and stuff down there. During the pandemic, bacon. They had some good bacon down there too. You could see them cut it.
Oh, I'm sure
Yes.
I'm sure it was 98% bacon that you were loading
I
up.
loaded up on bacon down there. Yes, I did. Cut it as thick as you want it.
That sounds like something Lindsey Graham would say.
Yeah, right. Oh, boy.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Take us with you wherever you go. Download the Buzz app for your smartphone today. For details, go to thebuzz60.com.
12:30 WDBZ. Lincoln Ware on a Monday afternoon. I'll be around till 1 o'clock, and we're getting there. We got 4 callers and not many minutes left. Let's go to JB. JB, got to go real quick today. What's up?
Yeah, I just like to say I think it's a shame that the store in Avondale closed.
Yeah.
Because now what are they going to do?
I know. It's a food desert.
It's a food desert.
Yeah.
And it ain't going to be much. And people will be fighting over the food and what have you. Them people lost a lot of money. I feel sorry for them. Even when they call the police to come respond to a crime, they wouldn't even come.
Yeah.
But the people across the street, if they call for a crime, the police will come.
Yeah. You're right.
I think that's a double standard.
It is.
And I think it's a shame.
It's a shame. It's a shame. The spinner should coin that phrase there. All right, JB, it's a shame that they had to close, but they had to do what they had to do. And
I wonder what they're going to do now.
Well, they've got another business. They've got a meat market down at Philly
Market.
Market.
Got a meat market downtown.
And they got a catering. They got a big catering business, a huge catering business. So they'll be all right. They'll be all right. Now that they've stopped the bleeding, they'll be all right.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for your call. All right, let's go to Too Sweet.
Hey, Link, on the lighter note, Simon Lease, is it true that when you participated in that dance contest, did he beat the pants off you and your partner?
It was fixed. He had all these sheriffs down there, and they went by the audience applause, and those sheriffs, they were standing up on tables. They were doing some of everything.
Who was your dance partner?
Let's see. Who? It was
somebody from Channel 9?
No, the girl from Channel 9 was in the contest.
Okay.
But they sent us to a dancing school, and I had the little Filipino lady was my dance instructor.
Simon Lee beat the pants off her. Make it work.
He did not beat me. Trust me. That old man could never outdance me.
Hey, Nick, I think the end of it, man, I think that couple probably should have listened to their initial instincts. When they didn't want to do it, kind of like Miss Rogers. Both of them kind of said the same thing.
They kept
didn't
coming
want to
back,
do it initially.
right. And they kept talking him into it.
To him.
Yeah.
But it seemed to me like it's one thing to, I guess, get a subsidy when you're starting off. But if you're going to need a subsidy to maintain the business, it's going to fail.
I think if they had got what was promised to them starting off, I think they would be okay.
Yeah, but she said something. The death nail was the volume and the connection to get the product there. That's what killed it.
That's what killed. That was a big problem there.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's all I got, Link.
All right. Thanks for your call.
Good.
All right. Let's go to Blade. Blade, what's on that feeble mind of yours today?
Hey, the self-sabotaging of that neighborhood and that store, you just got too many blacks. You need to spread some salt. If you had more white people in there, it would have survived. You had blacks in and out stealing.
Well, hold on a second. Wait.
A grocery store.
When he showed me the video of when they came in with the guns, there was a white lady in there that scared. She was running around like a chicken with her head cut off. She didn't know what to do. See all these black folks in there with guns and stuff. She was running one side to the next. She was trying to find cover. It was unbelievable. So it would have been hard getting white folks in there.
Well, not now, but it eventually that neighborhood is going to be gentrified.
Well,
and
then you say a grocery store can make it. Once it becomes gentrified, then a grocery store will be able to make it in Avondale. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you need more. Didn't you hear me when I first came on?
Yes,
you
I
need
did.
more white people. The self-sabotaging is black on black crime.
No,
black people sabotage that store. Now, you cannot blame white people, can you? And then you had the meat.
Well, hold on. Maybe we can blame the white people who promised the grants and didn't give the grants. You can blame them for some of it. For some of it.
No. Blame the black people with stealing from the black people.
Oh boy.
Say that. And then you had the meat dude stealing all the meat.
I know, that was crazy. Was
he black or white?
I'm sure he was black.
Okay, so black people.
I'm 90% positive he was black.
Store. You can't say it, can you? Black people sabotage their own.
I would say they've had a big part of the reason why they closed. Yes, maybe over 50% reason why they closed.
I hate to say this, some black people you just can't help. Peace out, bro.
Thanks for your call. Unbelievable. And he may be right about the gentrification of the neighborhood, and it might have been able to stay open. I'm not sure. But there's enough blame to go around to everybody. The black folks who were stealing, the white folks that didn't come through with the grants, and all of the above. So you just hate to see something like that happen. You hate to see everybody was so happy at the grand opening. Oh man, I did the live show over there at the grand opening. Everybody was happy. People were coming in. They were filling up their grocery carts and walking out, and everybody. It was just a great time for Avondale.
And some folks were filling up trash cans full of meat walking out.
Unbelievable. That's just crazy. That is just taking it out like it was garbage and putting it next to the dumpster, and then the guy would come along and pick it up.
I think some of us in the black community believe it's more acceptable to steal from black folks.
Yeah, I believe so. You're right. Yep, you might be right about that. You're right for once in your life, Terrence.
Thank you, Mr. Ware.
Oh, okay.
I'm glad to be right for the first time.
Yes. All right. That's going to wrap it up for me. And we will see you tomorrow morning at 10 right here on 1230, The Buzz of Cincinnati. Dang. Kaepernick paid for Nolan's private autopsy. Tyler Perry is paying for the funeral. Byron Allen is giving the family $100,000. How about that? How about that? And I bet blacks were buying the steaks that were being stolen out of the meat market. Probably. Yeah. I got some steaks over here, man. I'm gonna give it to you for $10. They steal from black businesses because of convenience. That's what Jerica said. Kroger ain't doing that, especially if it's a black store. They probably would put them out of business. I get my popcorn from Twin. That way, he puts it in a bag, big bag, at the Kroger back door. Oh, boy. Twins, I work for Kroger's. Never in many years thought about trash dump. They taught you a new way to steal, Twin. Is that unbelievable, Terrence Howard, or what?
I missed it. What did he say?
Twin said he never thought about the trash dump, putting stuff like you're taking garbage out.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty good thinking there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go, Twin. You can smuggle Lincoln some of that thick bacon.
Yeah, that thick right bacon.
Yeah.
That's called Wright's bacon.
Yeah.
Wright bacon. After my uncle bought some lobster tails from the other day from a guy selling out of his car.
Out of the car? Lobster tail out of the car?
That's what Jerica said.
Oh, boy. Is that safe? I don't know.
I don't know. Apparently he knew the guy, but that's what Jerica says. I don't know what kind of people she knows. That was her uncle. What kind of people she got in her family. Yeah, buying lobster tails out of somebody's car. God.
I mean, and it's like it's been real hot lately. I don't know when that happened. How soon did that happen? Did it happen this summer? When did that happen? I don't know. I can't buy any animals out of somebody's meat out of somebody's car.
Didn't Icky Wood sell meat door to door? Yes, he did. Mm-hmm. Avondale has had 2 other grocery stores before. Somebody said, didn't Avondale have a major grocery store there at one time? I think they had IGA there, and then it went to, what was the last one? Was it Save-A-Lot? No, what was it? I can't remember what the last one was. They were real and they were frozen, Jerica says. Aldi, yeah, it was Aldi. Thank you. Aldi. Everybody said it was Aldi. Yeah, I couldn't remember. It was Aldi. IGA and Aldi.
You need no teeth to eat this meat, Brent.
Yes. That was Junebug's saying when he had his restaurant open. Uh-oh. Doctor treating Mitch McConnell contradicts reports about his health. Insists recent issues are related to complications from childhood. Okay. Childhood polio. Was he selling that butter also, Don Butter? Neighborhood bought shares in Clifton Market, and that's even closed. I hear that closed. Some people were suggesting that all these would go back to Avondale, but why would they? That's true. Ho, ho, ho. Back to Clifton and the Norwood Kroger. But RFK is not going to make sure kids get polio vaccination. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't think he stopped that, though. I remember when they first came out with the polio vaccine, it was in sugar cubes, and we used to have to go there. Everybody, they had them on a big tray, and you just had to get the sugar cube and put it in your mouth, let it melt in your mouth. You remember that? Did they do that at your school?
No, sir. No, I don't know what era. What era?
This was
how old
50s.
were you?
In
the 50s?
This was in the 50s.
No, sir. No, I think we had much more updated methods.
Yeah, this was when they first came out with it in the 50s. Yeah, you had to go and we get in line and they'd have sugar cubes on a tray, and we get a sugar cube and put it in our mouth.
I only remember getting shots. All of my life, yeah. I've only remember. That's all I remember. Before going to kindergarten, I think I had to get some, and maybe before first grade or something like that.
Okay, the Lincoln, I remember that. I don't think you remember that, twin. I don't know. You might not be old enough to remember, but I know Janice. I bet you Janice remembers. Are you on there today, Janice? How many people remember that? Huh? Oh yeah, I gotta change that line. Okay, I'm coming in there. All right, I got work to do, folks. Yeah, this was in elementary school. I remember I was about, I guess, 8 years old, 7 or 8, maybe even 9. So if it was 7, it was 1957. If I was 8, it was 58. If I was 9, it was 1959. But it was in the 50s. I know. That was LSD on those sugar cubes. Who was that? Nina Williams said she got the sugar cube. It wasn't a black that 250 was promised by the city, which consists of blacks and whites. Okay? And it just came through last week, right when they were closing. Lindsey Bowler said he got the sugar cube. Yeah. I bet you Rick Jr. remembers that.
Oh, boy. He remembers everything.
I got to ask him when he calls in again, does he remember getting the sugar cube? Yep. The sugar cube was like when the dog's peel is in the peanut butter. Yep, that's pretty much what it was. I remember the sugar cube. We weren't fully integrated then. Yeah, you're right.
Wow. That's a long time ago.
Who was that? Charles Talbert. I remember a sugar cube when I was a small child. One time I could have been 5 or 6. I'm 52 now. Huh? Oh, okay. If you're only 52 now, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm 50. I don't remember getting that. No.
Donnie Coper. Yeah, you old enough to remember the sugar cube, Donnie.
Unless they just didn't do it in Alabama. Maybe they just did it here.
No, yeah. They only gave it to the white kids in Alabama.
Probably. Probably. That might have been true. That might be true. I just only remember getting shots.
Yeah.
And I had to do that before kindergarten.
Yeah. Well, yep, I do remember those sugar cubes because I was like, dang, it's good, you know.
You wanted a second helping, huh?
I know it. I wanted more. Gee, that sugar cube would taste pretty good. I mean, just a cube with nothing but sugar, but I guess they had it in there, but you couldn't taste it. All you could taste was the sugar. Yep. All right, folks, I got to do a spot. I'm getting ready to get out of here. I will see you tomorrow morning at 10 right here on 1230. The Buzz. All right. I am going to hold the city accountable.